Welcome back.
Yes.
You want to say the podcast?
Welcome back to the Mystery Children Podcast with your host, Travion.
Oh, you almost.
I'm P.
Steve.
Hey.
A little bit more joy, folks.
Hey, it's P.
Hey!
There you go.
Oh my God, it's Steve.
It's Steve.
Steve is a little angry because he had an automobile faux pas
Yeah.
earlier tonight.
yeah.
Someone imposed some anger on your fucking car.
Yeah. Somebody keyed it.
That's fucked
really
up,
fucked
dude.
up.
First time though. You know what? I'm checking that off the bucket list.
It's the first time for everything.
First time for everything. And she was like,
You got
I don't have anyone that'd be mad at me to do
She's
that.
like, who'd be mad at
She
me?
was- You? I was like,
Maybe
why would I?
So you can't let your mistresses see your car. That's
Yeah,
rule number
because
one.
That's rule
That's
number
either-
one.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Steve has something going on that we don't know about.
Dude,
Yeah.
I take a yellow cab everywhere.
Listen, you need to watch How to Be a Player with Bill Bellamy.
He's fucking mad Target employees.
Yeah, it's fucked up. You can see
That's
the metal and
fucked.
everything. It was as a professional key, though. I'll say that they
Did you-
cut right through the paint all the way down to the goddamn metal.
That's
Did you get to see it when you walked out to get
Yeah, she's like, "Did you see this yesterday?" I was like, "I would notice that."
Yeah, I think you would.
Dude,
yeah.
it's a legit. It's a you know what? It's a 10 out of 10 for a key.
So when do you use the car?
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
What if she keyed it? and
I'm
she
a
was
grown
just like-
man.
she just put it off on somebody else. She's like, fuck, somebody keyed the car.
I'm gonna keep the car. Steve, pay for this. You better pull some extra
It's
shifts.
her way of getting back at you for fucking coming down the podcast.
Yeah.
No, it's really fucked up.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry,
I
dude.
must have thought it was someone else's car because shit, I don't have anything funky out
Who's
there.
angry at Fiat drivers?
Dude, I don't know.
Only gentle people drive
No,
Fiats.
Chrysler drivers.
On the streets.
I love driving the Fiat. Cops never bother me.
No, it's seriously the car that just
awesome.
flies right under the radar.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You can barely see it.
You fucking seriously. Just hope you never get in a fucking like an accident with those things. I'm always suspect of like the size.
Oh, it's
it got rear-ended
Steve's flying out of
before.
that car.
I mean like a real accident.
If he gets in an accident, Steve's
Like
flying
with
out
the
of
train.
that car.
Your body's just fucking flying out.
He's,
like a
he's
Muppet.
definitely going through the windshield.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to the top because there's a little bit of maintenance we have to do. Let's start saying this at the beginning. Follow us on SoundCloud, the Mystery Children Podcast, Stitcher, Overcast, Podbean at themysterychildren.podbean.com, Twitter at Mystery Children, and YouTube at the Mystery Children Podcast.
God damn, thank you.
It's a lot.
Also, you say thanks to Trey for hooking us up with his new audio equipment. It's fucking beautiful.
Man, we started out with a can and some strings.
We were just plugging our shit into a fucking potato, a russet
Yeah.
potato.
And because of
this shit's
those
getting-
archaic things,
We've
we've
run into
fucked
some-
our last podcast up. So
And like we said, like that shit would have been nominated for a Grammy. We would have got an EGOT. We would have got the Oscar,
I don't even know what the fucking
Emmy,
EGOT is, but all right.
Oscar, the Emmy, the Tony. It was
The
up
Emmy?
for some awards.
Anemone, the Nobel.
yeah, it would have been up for all that, but it's gone now. So I'm
yeah,
sorry.
so we're sorry that there's no 15. Should we label this 15, or should that just be the lost one?
No.
I already labeled this file 15, so you, know, you can't.
Well, I guess
you
this
just
is
can't
15,
go back
so
from what I. From what
this
I
will
know.
replace 15, even though there's no actual 15.
Sorry, y'all. Last week you're just gonna have to have wildly conjecture on the hilarious things we said about the week's ongoings.
Yeah.
Tight.
So why you gotta be the intro topic? I just noticed the intro topic. What the
Well,
fuck?
because the intro topic is something that's near and dear to your heart, which is Sober October.
It wasn't really near and dear to my heart. And the funny thing is, like okay, so I did the Sober October for that sweet Chiba marijuana.
Was it just achievement?
It was just Chiba. I mean, I had I don't drink a lot, and there's nothing else that I do. I mean, you know, I do a bump here and there.
Says
but
you.
You wouldn't think so, but just looking at me. But
All THC products you use.
no, I didn't use anything. No, I didn't use anything.
The
so-
suppositories.
Did you masturbate?
You fucking know it.
No,
You know it. I didn't sober
That would be real sacrifice.
You want to see me really fucking pissed off? Let me see me after a month of not masturbating.
punching Sarah, punching your wife?
Hey, good morning.
Go away, motherfucker.
You're too close,
I need
baby.
to release some tension.
No, so I mean, no, there was nothing. And you know, I use it for like pain relief because I'd rather smoke some weed than take a bunch of pain pills.
So
You know,
you
'cause
have knee issues,
I
right?
have knee issues. Both my knees. I have osteoarthritis and. I have chronic patella dislocation in my right knee. I have like a floating foreign object in the middle of it, and my lower back is fucked up because of the atrophied muscles in my knee and like thigh area. So my lower back is like grinding together all the time.
You fucked up, dog.
Yeah, you know.
And
what
you
is
get
it? Don't you- penile.
And I have
penile freaking
penile elephantitis.
Dysmorphia. Yeah, penile
Rigor
dysmorphia.
mortis.
Yeah, penile rigor mortis. No, so I didn't partake in the whole thing. I think I had one beer and it was at like a family function, but that was it. And
That's not bad.
And I mean, I didn't feel bad at all, you know. But
I
of
have
course,
absolutely nothing to abstain from, so
yeah. Trey's a fucking saint. He's a saint,
Yeah.
as close as straight edge as you can get.
as you can possibly
Yeah.
get. Yeah. No, I
Steve,
felt
did
good.
you give up anything?
I felt good.
Yeah, you know.
Tramps?
Yeah, I mean, I had to. I gave those
Stop
up
buying
8
tramps.
years ago. 8 years ago. I've been on Sober October for 8 years now on the whores.
He's lying, Steve.
I take that word back. That's not a nice word, guys.
What, whores?
Yeah.
But there are actual whores in the world.
It's true, though. It's true.
Isn't that like a title? That's an actual
I don't
like
know.
professional title.
Is that technically?
I never seen it on a resume, but it might be.
Yeah.
Whore.
Yeah.
Since you were a professional whore for 3 years, and you have
Interesting.
quite a few references.
Dirty Mike.
Trump's at the top of the list. Trump, Kavanaugh.
I gave up nothing. I
Well, here's the funny thing, because like the 31st, which was just barely passed, Sarah's like, "Are you excited about tomorrow? It's not sober October." I was like, "I'm not a heroin addict. Jesus Christ! Like, I don't fucking need."
Oh, so that was the cutoff. That was the last day.
Yeah, I'm like, I've
Okay.
never been like addicted to anything in my life, you know. So I don't have the addictive personality. Like I've had one cigarette in my whole life.
I'm addicted to sugar,
yeah. Okay.
but I've tempered it. I can't say that I've
You
given it up,
forcibly
but I've
tempered it,
tempered
though.
it, yeah.
Your body is like, "Oh, you want to eat something delicious? Fuck you."
Take those legs.
So yeah, man, it's good. If you gave up anything, props to you. Like it's hard as fuck to give up something that you enjoy or that gives you some kind of satisfaction.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Steve, do you do Lent? Do you give up shit for Lent or no? You don't do
No,
Lent.
I don't do Lent either. I mean, I drink a beer.
What is
once-
Lent?
Lent is, I think it's a Catholic holiday, I want to say, and
Yeah.
it's basically you're giving up. So I forget how many. See, it's been so long, but I forget how many weeks it is. But
It's like 30 days or
yeah, something like that.
You
Yeah.
give up like meat. Some
Yeah.
people are like, I'm giving up a box, nerds. I love nerds. I'm not going to
love
eat
Skittles,
soda. I don't know.
It's easy as fuck to give up.
So it's cool. Like this,
Yeah.
this is the first Halloween that you got a chance to take your
Oh,
daughter.
yeah.
This is her first Halloween, right?
Oh yeah, she went as Jon Snow. I think you guys
saw that.
maybe saw the photos.
Hilarious, yeah.
Fucking great.
Who is Johnson?
Jon Snow is from Game of Thrones. If in case
That's
you
why I don't know who it is.
I thought you followed Game of
I
Thrones.
don't. I think I started and I told you this is amazing. I like fell off the wagon around the time
You should pick it up again.
The younger kid got forcefully pushed from what was it, like the little steeple or some shit.
That was like episode 1.
There you go.
Whoa.
See, so I
You
fell-
watched one episode?
You fell off the wagon
Wow.
after the first episode.
Really gave it a shot.
Come on, I tried. Guys, I tried.
It's really good. But anyways, my little daughter went as John. She's almost 9 months, and our friend hooked us up with like a sweet Night's Watch cape. It's like it looks just like the fucking Jon Snow cape, and she looked adorable in it. So
Hilarious.
I liked it. Yeah, it was
really
cool.
cool.
She's got the hair.
You got to take her to Disneyland, right?
Oh, God, I hate Disneyland.
We'll
But
get
yeah,
we'll
it's
get
okay.
into that.
We'll get
a
into
little
that
later,
later,
but
yeah.
that's really cool.
So yeah, it was cool. Yeah, sober October. I mean, you should be doing that at any time. Like, so I really just did it because I think I heard like Joe Rogan and his
I
homies
heard
doing
him
it.
speaking about it as well.
So yeah,
and they're coupling that with a what is it, like a
weight-
exercise
like a weight
or
loss
something, or a
contest or
weight
something?
loss
Yeah,
contest? I thought it was
something like
exercise.
that.
He said he was doing 3 hours a day of exercise. It's like, holy shit!
when you're rich, you can do that.
I'm not doing.
If you're
3 hours
fucking
a
poor,
day.
you don't got time to do that shit.
Yeah,
3
that's
hours.
That's a lot of
No,
hours a day.
That's too many hours a day. I mean, you're gonna wake
I
up.
wonder if he's seeing any gains from 3 hours a day. Because if
Probably.
I don't see anything after doing 3 hours of,
But how many
exercise,
days? How many days are we talking? For the whole month?
I want to see something after the
If you-
first day of 3 hours.
If you do 3 hours of exercise for an entire month, you're going to see some change.
well, how big could you get though?
Cracky, right?
At a
don't
certain
know,
point, you
excuse
plateau. At a certain point, you plateau, right?
I guess. I don't know. Sky's the limit for
Do
some
you just
people.
keep doing 3 hours? Because that would suck.
I wish I had 3 hours. I do my hour and a half of jujitsu like 3 times a week, and then I'm done, and that's it.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, it was fun. Halloween is sad, by the way. And it's my favorite. It's my favorite, hands down.
why do you feel
favorite.
like it's sad?
It's my favorite holiday, but like people are not celebrating it anymore. And I think
yeah.
it's because the U.S. are a bunch of fucking pussies now.
This is the
so.
first year where I noticed the least amount of people dressed up
Yeah.
than
Not
I
that much,
ever have. you
not
know?
that much devil worshipping going on.
See, like that's what I think that's it. That's what they equate it with. That's they're like as people get more afraid of things that are not Christian values. They're like like there was some town where they were trying to ban clowns for Halloween.
Yeah.
Like, come on, get out of here with that fucking shit, dude.
That's some
Soft ass
weak
fucking
ass
people.
shit, dude.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have gone to, was it West Hollywood? West Hollywood seemed like it was cracking.
It's always popping
Yeah,
over there on Halloween. We went that one year, remember?
Yeah, dude,
It was crazy.
They've banned little kids. They're like, look, it's too wild out here.
What?
They're like,
how many
motherfucking
inflatable dicks are you gonna walk?
dudes
walk
walking
down the
around with
street?
ass cheeks hanging
It's
out and shit,
irresponsible.
balls.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah, it's not a place
yeah,
for kids.
They've basically just said,
It's really
please,
not.
please leave kids,
Yeah.
away from this
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. I wouldn't take a kid.
I wouldn't even think
there are
of taking
plenty
a
of
kid
kids.
there.
They had some like footage from the last couple of festivities, and there were kids there.
I would never take my kid there. ever.
It's way too fucking late for kids to be out.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Remember the only time we went, we saw a fight, a full-on
Yeah.
fight. I believe it was as soon
We
as we
saw-
arrived. As soon as we arrived there, it was a full-on fight.
We saw multiple fights. There we definitely saw wieners. We definitely saw tits. We
Yeah.
definitely saw ass.
Yeah.
Kids should not be out there.
No.
It was insane. Or they got to grow up sometime.
That's true. Why bet in, before 3? For 3 years of age.
Come on, man.
You know
they
what?
got to grow up.
You know what? There's something cool about, I don't know, I just imagine just going in your neighborhood door to door and collecting candy and then going home, with your kid and watching them enjoy the candy. It doesn't need to be fucking West Hollywood where there's fireworks going off and there's dick fights.
It's too wild.
And,
it's
things
just
like-
too wild. I mean, it's cool that they have fun, but it's too wild.
But there's none of that even going on anymore in terms of like kids getting out,
Yeah.
going door to door, and
my-
actually having fun.
yeah,
and
man.
collecting candy. There was nobody in my neighborhood.
It's all the
Not one person.
it's all the petties, bro.
Ours were few and far between, man. Like, there was like 3 people on our block giving
Who
out
doesn't want
candy.
freaking? When I was a kid, dude, I was doing candy till like people were rejecting us and turning us away.
Yeah.
dude.
We would go back.
Yeah, they're like, you've been here twice. And I'm like, is there a problem though?
Yeah.
Do you still have more candy?
It was
that
the
you
night
get
where
rid
you
of?
could see everybody in your neighborhood, people who you've
Yes.
never met before. You'd come across, and
Yeah.
it was really cool.
Yeah, man. It sucks.
Oh, my biggest pet peeve that night were like these fucking teenagers who came by with no costumes.
Just asking.
Just asking for candy. And I was
done
like,
it.
what are you supposed to be, right? When they came up, and this fucking stupid, apathetic piece of shit is like, nothing. I'm like, yeah, fucking try harder next Halloween. I gave him like one
should-
candy.
Should have cocked a shotgun. Like,
I told
Really?
I told them next time I'm not going to give him candy. I'm
You
like,
should,
sorry.
You should threw the candy out in the yard and let them
Go
chase it.
fucking get it. Probably would have just left it there, and then I had to go get it myself. Assholes.
Or they would have kicked in your door or something.
I remember their face. You better not come without a fucking mask and do some shit to my house.
yeah. Well, should we just
wanna
start
get
to
into
go
it?
into?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's just get into the
let's
meat.
get balls deep into
the
it.
meat.
Meatballs deep.
So, have you heard about Trump trying to?
Who's this? Who's Trump?
You know, Trump is
okay.
asshole.
Yes, he is.
Runs
a
the
fucking
free
ass.
world.
Oh, yes, I
But
know that Trump.
Trump's trying to veto birthright citizenship,
I'm all for it.
or he's trying to submit an executive order to basically eliminate it. You're fine with that?
I'm totally fine with that. I'm in the country already. Sorry, y'all.
You don't care at all. That means that people who are already being harassed about being illegal aliens. I mean, the idea is that their children at least are citizens here. Now they'll be like, nope, nobody's a citizen. You if you're born on this soil, we can still kick you out.
That's fucking
And I
bullshit.
don't think that bodes well for things that are actually written in the Constitution? I mean, if you can just say,
can't.
okay, well, I'm going to change this and we're going to amend this.
Yeah, and that means that you can just pick and choose.
You
You
can
can
do
change in the
anything.
rules in the middle of the fucking game. You can't do that. He's breaking the law by trying to even implement that.
That's
sort
the
of
funny thing is that there seems to be no exact idea as to whether this is breaking the law or not. I mean, because I guess he was asked about it by some media outlets as to whether it was feasible for him to do such a thing, and he was like, "Well, I've done the research, and the research stipulates that."
Sure,
the-
buddy.
Sure, yeah.
he said the research
very
stipulate-
studious, that one.
He said the research that he got back was that all he had to do is submit an executive order and he'd be fine. And I'm saying, then how far does that rabbit hole go? Then you can just start submitting executive orders for everything.
He's like, you know what? I looked at this Constitution thing. I think we should start all the way over. I think we should let everyone in Russia come in, kick everybody else out.
We're going to kill everyone poor.
Yeah.
And done.
You know what? There's so much like rampant racism going on right now, and shitting on the poor and the disenfranchised people. Like,
Yeah.
I think he spouts these greatest hits to the people who.
We're just waiting for it in the wind.
The richest, whitest people out there, and they're just like, yeah, you're right. Let's do that.
Fuck it. Go to war. You guys want to go to war, is what
Well,
you're
that's the
saying.
weird thing is that he has all of these like negative things to say about all of the poor and disenfranchised. These are the motherfuckers who are getting everything that you need. They're facilitating you not getting up and actually getting, preparing your coffee or cleaning your own fucking room or making up your own
Yeah.
bed or picking your
Yeah.
own strawberries.
Yeah.
Or,
There's plenty of, I think, big, especially like farming and agriculture. There's plenty of owners of big companies that are like, dude, this is fucking us up because like we need these immigrants here.
Yeah.
Even though they might not be paying them like huge wages, those people need the money and they need the workers. And they're like, oh, we're gonna start moving our shit to Mexico.
Well, what are you going to pay? An American citizen isn't going to get out in the field and pick
Nope,
anything.
not for any amount of money.
For anything, for anything less than like $100,000 a year.
Exactly.
I need $100,000
Yeah,
a year.
it's hot and I'm uncomfortable.
An immigrant will pick anything for fucking like
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah.
Cool. No
Yeah.
problem.
Just built different, man.
So I don't know. That doesn't sit well with me because I don't know how far that's going to go.
Nothing that Trump proposes or says is sits well with me because it's like, but it's so sad because it's like I'm like it's just another deep sigh for me. I'm like, okay, what do we do about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I've recently started to do research on is the supposed elimination of Social Security.
Oh yeah,
That's been coming for
And
a while, though, man.
yeah, but I wonder, how is that possible to do given the fact that it's taken out of my check?
Yeah.
It's been taken out of my check for what, 25 some odd years at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And so when I get to the point where I'll need
Where's that fucking
this,
money at?
you're just going to say, no, it's not here. How does that work? Am I reimbursed for all of the money that you took out of my check?
I haven't done any research on that, but it sounds pretty fucked up.
Yeah, because I recently went to get my taxes done.
Yeah.
And there was a lady or the lady who was preparing the taxes, she said that she's very clear in saying, like, you need to put money away because when you get older, Social Security isn't going to be here for you or I.
Yeah.
And it was scary. And so it made me, it prompted,
You do?
and it prompted me to look more deeply into the issue. And I was like, wow. There's some people, there's two different sides. There's a side where they're saying, yeah, it's not going to be here because basically, I guess the United States is supposedly going broke by cutting all of these checks to older folks. I guess, the amount of money that it's spending on Social Security that it's paying out, which basically isn't going to be able to sustain us into the future. But then, so as a younger adult, I have to take the brunt of y'all fuck up,
Yep. I mean, I have a backup. I got my shit all set up.
I have a gun in a fucking large sack with a dollar sign on it.
Yeah, you have to sit down with somebody, man, and get like a retirement plan going. And
Yeah.
you have to. This sucks, but that's where we're at now. And I mean, I got my shit set up.
You have your 401k and all of that stuff.
401k,
Because
my
that's
Roth.
something that she was saying.
Roth IRA.
She was saying,
so-
definitely get your 401k like popping, because you're going to need it in the future.
I sat down with the guy. I told him how much I want taken out, and then by the time I'm 65, how much will it have?
Well, you have, yeah.
So if I stay on track, I only plan on putting more in as the years go on.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to, unfortunately, and then there's probably a good chance that there's gonna be a lot of expats because like the way things are going, like people are just gonna start bailing. People.
I'm fine.
Just,
I'm down to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to Tokyo.
That's where I'll be.
I was going to ask, that's where you're going to Tokyo?
Come find me by Lake Ashi. I'll be there.
I think I'm going to go to Toronto.
Yeah, that's cool. Toronto's nice too.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Toronto, hang out with Cardinal Official.
I think I'm going to go to Haiti.
Yeah.
Steve ain't going to no goddamn
He
Haiti.
doesn't even like black people. Why would he go to Haiti?
Let's go to Haiti with like $10 and be a god and shit.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God. Oh my God. Look, so much money.
I'm president. Sorry, Wycliffe.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. So next topic, multiple package bombs sent to political officials throughout the U.S. And the update is that he's a Trump supporter. Caesar Sayoc.
Milan.
Yeah.
Caesar Milan.
Caesar Milan. No, they showed that guy's van, and he's got one of those classic like fanatic vans, where people
Nice.
cover their entire fucking van with shit, like stickers and all, and it was all like pro-Trump stuff. You know what? If you voted for Trump, this is like all on you, because this guy has been inciting aggression and violence and separation since before he was even even president, and now it's giving those people a voice, and now those fucking whack jobs are coming out of the woodworks to support him, and he's making this place dangerous.
This guy's sending pipe bombs through the mail in support of the United States president.
Yeah, to like
Whoever
Democrats who've been outspoken about Trump, like they're getting, former President Obama. Who's Maxine Waters?
It was one was sent to Maxine
Feinstein.
Waters, President Obama. There's I want to say Detroit mayor or something. I don't know his name, but it was sent to multiple political figures in the
That's
U.S.
crazy, dude. You can't even just live your life.
He definitely did his homework. How do you get Obama's address?
I don't know. It's true.
He just wrote Obama on the package.
I hope it went where it went.
Apartment 323.
He didn't even write Barack. He wrote President Obama. It found its way to him.
That's scary.
I thought that was weird when they're at the post office. They're like, it's addressed to Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Should I say something? I don't
No. Let's give it to him. It might be his Hallmark package card.
Bulky as fuck.
It's Omaha Steaks.
Yeah, that's scary, man. And
What are all these wires? It doesn't make sense.
And I don't know. I want to go to lunch, man. Just pass it through.
My brother started working for the postal service. By the way, he's
How's
going to
that
be a
going?
mail carrier. And I told him, I was like, "Yeah, man, be careful of that shit." Now he's like, "Yeah, I guess they've been having like a bunch of meetings about it."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Shit, one day you might be handling a pipe bomb. You don't even know."
Just walk in and the fucking bag just blows.
Yeah,
And just give me a pair of fucking gray socks and some black shoes.
Is he still going through training? Is that what it?
he's basically like going on like
Or is he apprenticing
ride-alongs
or whatever? Yeah,
he's going on like ride-alongs in a van, and they're
'cause I've
splitting up
seen
the
that.
work. But
Yeah,
then
I've
he's
seen that.
eventually going to just have his own carrier van.
Yeah.
Did they make him go through an obstacle course with the bag?
Yeah, they have to fucking. It's like you have to have a mini. You fucking club the fucking Rottweiler.
I was gonna say, does a dog chase you? Does a dog chase you?
Mace
Dog
the
chase,
fucking
yeah.
vagrant, and then fucking, you have to like fucking like 3-point shot that fucking package.
Make love to a housewife. And
Yeah.
All
There you
under
go.
3 minutes because you cannot mess up that route.
How
man.
often do you think
gotta-
that happens? It has to
Never.
have happened.
Okay, so
Like fucking a housewife? It has to have happened.
I've talked to FedEx.
Maybe back in the days, not anymore though.
I don't know if that's true, but
I don't know.
Well, because
Well,
they have to stay on track and like
You
scam
go
shit.
to the fucking hood and
Well, dude, I'll just,
Keisha's a little upset at Ray for cheating on her. with-
yeah.
maybe.
And then,
Alexis.
then Chad shows up in the Dirty Browns.
Yeah.
You know, but the thing is, I've known people who work for FedEx and UPS, and they're like, yeah, sometimes we'll deliver a package, and a woman will answer the door either naked or in like a lingerie. You go,
Well,
that's
they're
crazy.
at home. I answer the door in my underwear. I don't get any play from the UPS guy.
But I mean, it's not from lack of trying.
That's true.
It's true, man.
I
You
tried.
haven't reached out. Maybe
Yeah, you gotta
you gotta try it, man. Fucking up.
grab the balls.
I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, look, you're looking for D'Angelo. Look elsewhere. All right, this is Daniel Cormier here.
D'Angelo Cormier.
This
You're
pack-
right in the middle, D'Angelo.
Yeah.
This package for that package.
So yeah, that's scary shit. But if you're completely ignorant to that, you're probably a fucking white person.
What do you mean by if you complete?
If you're completely ignorant to like
mean
the
white
fact
person?
that you mean white person.
that Trump's level of
If you don't think that
racism is going to have.
he's the reason that these fucking packages are being delivered, you're a fucking idiot, and you're totally.
but you think
naive.
he's the direct reason, or just
Yeah.
the energy that he's putting
He's
out?
a direct reason, yeah. He's putting out that energy that, hey, you know, immigrants are bad. They're these fucking horrible people. The Democrats are this. He's like really defining these lines and in extreme ways. Like, you know, Democrats are responsible for all of the things that are happening that's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't put this through because of Democrat. It's like, dude, you're really inciting like an anger in people, and you're facilitating giving these people a voice. Like, goddamn, we saw those fuckers in Charlottesville with those tiki torches.
Yeah.
Really? You're gonna like basically re-emulate some old 1940s, 50s lynching footage? Like,
The scary thing is how many supporters he actually
God,
has.
it's
How many
scary.
support his brand of not race or racism or whatever it is, but that the energy that he's putting out, it's falling onto the ears of people who
racist.
actually agree.
Yeah, it's
with
xenophobic, it's
these type
everything.
of things, and that's insane because you got to think this is a guy who came from being. I mean, what was he considered a business mogul? But he was still largely just a media figure. I mean, he was just a media figure,
Yeah.
and now he's the president of the United States,
Yeah.
and that's all a composite of people saying like we agree with what he's putting on the table.
You know, all it's doing is exposing where we're really at. Because the thing is like,
true.
even if we had another Obama in office, those people still exist and they're not moving forward. So
Yeah.
like, they're there. So we are not evolving quick enough.
I'm waiting
So
for them
that's
to
all it
die
is.
out. 'Cause but also, I thought that was like an age thing. You
Yeah,
know?
it definitely could be true. That because I don't know. It's with the millennials,
should be-
it's gonna be different.
That'll be interesting to
Yeah.
find out whether it'll be different because
I think it will be.
If racism isn't eradicated with the growth of the millennials, once they grow into adulthood and beyond, then we'll have to say, no, this is a human issue. It's not about
Yeah.
generational issue. It's a human issue.
Well, people are arresting like the evolution of racism in the hopes that people will somehow expose themselves to more culture than just what's around them.
Yeah.
The reality is most of those people that we're talking about live in a fucking bubble. They live in an echo chamber of just their own opinions and they're seeing one face and they're seeing themselves. They're not,
I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't know. I think could beat racism, which is music or like sports. Like
I don't know what else.
I'm just saying, like if you get like, for instance, if so you have a group of people here that love skating, but then you have like a group of people like in the Middle East that have just discovered skateboarding and they really love it. It brings
But
that common thread between the two. The
Doesn't that actually spur separatism though? When you just look for camaraderie in like minds or like interest.
well,
'Cause that's kind of
What it does is it
what
opens-
drives racism is that they're like me and they're into what I'm into, and these people aren't. Therefore, I'm gonna
not racism.
separate
you mean,
myself
like,
from them.
being prejudiced. Like,
Well, I'm saying, but these are
the,
some of the core values that blossom into racism.
I think that for me, if like say I'm in the jiu-jitsu, and let's say I didn't like a certain race of people for some crazy reason, and then I met these people because like through jiu-jitsu and found out like, oh, all my ignorant assumptions of this culture was wrong. That allows me to like be like, okay, so then that must not be a true assumption. So I have now just like for me said, oh, okay, maybe my views on things are not correct.
Yeah.
So then you can kind of open yourself up to it. And skateboarding just happened to be, or jiu-jitsu just happened to be the thing that opened the door for you to be like, open your mind to bigger things out there other than just your immediate self or the beliefs or social conditionings that have been put on you. So
That's definitely true. I think finding commonality breaks down barriers for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it also takes like a more emotionally evolved person, because
Yeah.
you not only, if you're not going to find that common ground, what will allow you to just accept someone for their differences?
That's what I'm saying, is that it's easier. I mean, obviously, everybody as a human being, you're going to take the easiest path, and the easiest path is to find people that have your interest, your like interests in mind. You know, who either look like you or are interested in the same things that you're interested in. But to me, the root of racism moving forward is to find out how to get along with the people who might not have the like interests.
Yeah,
as you,
I think
who
that's,
might not look the
that's
same.
the
as
most
you.
difficult part.
You know?
we're not there yet.
No, it takes
We're not there yet. So,
we're so far from it.
all we have are these things that allow us to have like a commonality. You know, like that's a start. You know, that's all we can do, because then when these people grow up and then they have kids, they can teach their kids. You know, and then that's when they can start to accept the people around them.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm assuming, I don't know.
Yeah,
You know, but
this
I'm
totally
just guessing.
isn't going to happen. But I've always thought that you should take educational resources and balance them across like the board, instead of having, say, I don't know, where you look at LA Unified and then you have another school district, Torrance or whatever, and they're totally lopsided in terms of resources and level of teaching. You would balance them all across the board. You would share the resources across the board, and then you would have people from Torrance bust out to LA Unified, and they would have to exist in the same areas with young kids who have ideals that totally differ from theirs.
You're talking
You
about
know?
like a program that would be like an immersion,
yes,
an
basically.
immersion program. That would be dope. But I mean,
I imagine
could
just
do that
one
shit.
hood ass dude just collecting everyone's lunch money. over in Bel Air.
Well, see, but I'm saying you would have to obviously get rid of variables and like that, you know. But I mean, I
Just
guess,
coming up.
but bullying happens on multiple, you
true.
know,
Yeah.
levels. I mean, if it's not happening in the hood, if it's not fucking some
I've
thug
seen-
ass
well,
dude,
I've-
then it's happening in Torrance, just probably to a different
No,
degree.
you know, I've gone from like a super hood school to a uppity white neighborhood, and I've met bullies in both.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's definitely bullies in both.
And the bullies at the white neighborhood, it was just like,
It was almost comical.
it was fucking hilarious. Because I'm like,
It's like Roger Klotz.
I came from a school where the bullies that I came from were like, they jumped you, and they
Yeah.
also had guns, and they were shooting them
Yeah,
off in
yeah.
the air. And then I go over to this school, and the dude's like, "Why are you looking at me?" I'm like,
Like, shut the fuck up.
I'm like, man,
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
what are you talking about, man? Get out of here. So, yeah, I don't want to be like, they just don't know that world. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
they don't know these things, you know, and
Yeah.
and I guess 1 through 10 of like hood shit that
Yeah.
I've been through, I'm probably like at a 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not, yeah, man, I've been in it. I know this and that, you know.
But you understand it because you've been around
I
it.
for sure understand it.
Yeah,
And I always went away from it, but since I was in that area,
Yeah.
it was always around.
Same. I was just
So,
like, I don't
I'm
see
like,
the appeal.
Yeah, I don't feel good about this, so I'm gonna go ahead and you guys go ahead and do that. You guys go ahead and take that ride. I'm not going to, you know. I'm not, you know. So
You got a proposition to go on a drive-by?
just
I've never been that deep. You were like,
I got
you were
asked-
in way too deep.
I
You
got
was like,
asked to be
fucking-
jumped in to.
I've been asked that before.
Yeah.
Like,
And I was like, no. I was at a barbecue, at a blood barbecue.
I was actually officially jumped in.
damn. You're
I
still,
left after I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this.
They just let you go.
What was it, like a
yeah,
neighborhood
well,
thing?
lucky enough, I'm a skinnier dude with glasses. They were like, we won't miss him.
Okay.
we won't miss him. He wasn't one of our stronger recruits.
You're the
you
dude.
know?
You're bringing the coffee.
Yeah. So,
Man.
yeah, I just
Well,
left.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Hopefully they're not listening. They'll come back and.
That's
like,
right, Trey. is it?
You forgot to get jumped out, motherfucker.
Holy shit, they come back. I'm like 45 and shit. They're like,
Just random
nah,
old guys.
you thought you was
Unfinished
gone, right?
We're just
They're all
waiting
out
for
of
you.
shape and shit. You beat all their
Beat the shit out
asses.
of- Fuck y'all, I'm out. I told you I'm out.
I told you I was fucking out 35 years ago.
Omar Epps would be proud. So you submitted something, P.
Oh yeah, this one's not
Immigrants'
really that exciting.
microbiome changes when they arrive in U.S., making them susceptible to rapid unhealthy weight gain.
Yeah, I just thought it was really
High
interesting.
carbs at the border.
Yeah, and it was just interesting because I guess everyone, obviously from their own countries, have their own developed microbiome depending
Yeah,
on
that makes
what
sense.
they eat, what they're, and another thing, not even just beyond what they eat, like medicinal things, like they're not privy to all the huge pharmaceuticals that we have here. So when they come from those countries over here, they're not only exposed, they're like limited to the indigenous things that they used to be have available to them at all
Right.
times, and then also it's like, oh, and you don't just eat this root for a headache. Now you have ibuprofen, you know?
Yeah.
So slowly but surely you start changing
Your biome.
you know, you start changing your physiology of your body, and obviously, you know, we're like the land of carbs and shit.
That's what I was
so-
going to say. This isn't just a manifestation of having more money, which means they can
No,
spend more
no.
money on more to
It's
eat.
not. It's way more than that. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Have you ever, you go abroad and then you have a delicious meal and then like 3
Yeah.
hours later you're shitting your brains out?
Yeah.
It's like World War III on your stomach.
Okay,
dude.
I guess I understand.
Because
what
yeah,
you're saying from
you
that.
got to get
Yeah.
adjusted to it.
Oh,
you know?
man. What-
Especially if you're in India. You
Yo,
probably just like,
oh man, I went to China. I was like, guys, I'm a.
but I mean, what were you eating? Were you like cricket soup and shit?
It's all a blur, man. To be honest with you, it all all the flavors kind of just came together as the same after like a month. And I was
You-
like, I just can't. I can't do it.
What did they
anymore.
have? What did they have as far as like remedies for like, I don't know?
Oh, yeah, okay, so
to like get your stomach back.
I have no idea. To be honest with you, the only thing that happened. Is
How old were you again?
Shitting.
I was
They were
20.
like,
I was 21.
oh, just shit it out.
I don't remember
Just shit
anything
it.
from that trip. Huh?
No. We were. At,
No,
we
he
were at
was
a
almost
park.
getting stabbed or jumped. What?
Yeah, it was crazy. We were at a park though, and then the mosquito bit me on the cheek, and my face started to swell up. It was
It's called the
great.
mosquito kiss.
Yeah, and the lady that was there, she had like this mint oil. Or
Oh, you're
whatever.
very lucky.
And she put on my face.
Put the mint oil on your dick.
I know.
Why is she putting this mint oil on my dick? It's my face.
Well, I
What's
guess
happening
this is
right
gonna
now?
help.
Oh shit! But man, it took the bite away really quick, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We went. They had the same shit. Like they had McDonald's there, right?
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
But everything was like packaged very.
When you're 21,
neatly.
they still had it. They had McDonald's over
Yeah,
there.
that
Damn.
Pizza Hut. and
That's really
everything.
cool.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
They have
But
a Pizza Hut like right next to the pyramids. Sorry.
That's
Do
fucked
they?
up.
It's really fucked up.
Dude, sitting there eating like meat lovers right
a
next to the
fucking-
pyramids.
A marvel of the world of world architecture, and then right next to it's a
Empty-
fucking like
Empty pizza boxes and shit.
it's a Little Caesars and shit. You're like, really?
Sign of the times, man. Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, I don't know. I remember a lot of stuff over there, I guess.
Well,
I, don't know. I remember the first night we were there, trad. I'm assuming trad. I can't say trad. We were walking around at night past curfew, and this guy's like, psst, psst. And me and this one of my instructors look over like, what is it? And he's like, hey. And he like does the international vagina and dick sign with his fingers.
He's like, I want to fuck you.
Are you joking, or you actually did this?
No, he really did.
Wow.
And I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, I would think he's
was like-
trying to fuck me. I'd be like, yeah, no thanks, bro.
And his lean on you was, I'm triad. Like, you gotta get this.
I was like,
Oh,
ew.
you gotta take this dick.
and you're like, man, it's a fucking small penis.
take this
Yeah.
dick or take this knife. I was
I
like,
don't want to do it. Wait, you're done?
He pulls out his pants. Like, sure.
I guess the rumors are true. You're like, oh.
Oh, shut up. I really
Just pointing at it. Hey. Nah, man. And then some lady. It was actually, it's kind of an interesting experience. This lady like tracked us down, right? She's like, oh God, I've been looking everywhere for you. And we're like, us? And like, yeah, they told us you were here. And I was like, who are you? I'm a professor at the college here, and I want to invite you to come look at our student art and see if
Yeah.
you like it.
Steve, do that accent again.
Yeah, I weaned off of it. I I weaned off of it.
The
real
accent,
quick.
yeah, look, it was real though.
I mean, that's how
that's
my
how I heard it.
perception of
Yeah,
it, because it wasn't like.
And that was one of the missed topics from our unknown fucking podcast, was talking about how shitty it was to hear people do Asian accents.
Oh, you could do any.
Damn, I
you
could quickly transition into something. Go
Yeah,
for it.
yeah, we'll do it right now. But you can do like a Jamaican accent. You can do a French accent.
Listen,
but if you do
doing
an Asian
accents
one,
is
Jamaican
fucking-
accent is fucking hilarious.
yeah,
hilarious.
you just cannot.
I don't.
do.
It
Or
doesn't even come
African.
off as racist to me. It just comes off as hilarious.
Or even
If
African.
you can't hear fucking
African is racist.
Yeah.
It comes off as racist.
And Asian, right? Yeah, can't do.
African is racist. Asian is definitely racist.
Asians have been getting. That
I would
forever.
say like Hispanic is racist.
Yeah,
it's in my
racist for
it's in
sure.
my favorite fucking movie, Christmas Story. At
at the end?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
For
though.
Robbo,
yeah, he's like, no, fuck, it's
Just
funny.
fun, la la la. Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, just to wrap that topic up, I just thought it was really interesting. How,
Gut biome.
Yeah, how it's just an interesting topic. When we went to Japan, nothing changed. Everything there, they have super high quality standards for everything, like way higher than us, and everything's way more natural. So it doesn't change. But yeah, I guess if you go to a place like China, they probably have some pretty lax standards for in certain places.
I just know that we were at a luxury hotel, supposedly, and man, that pool was the sad. It looked worse than a public pool in LA. I was like, this shit is. I'm
That's
not even
gross.
swimming in this motherfucker.
Had doo doo in that shit.
It was just like
fucking
there was
Snickers bars floating all over the place.
You know when, because it was all tiled. You know when
Yeah.
someone hasn't cleaned their shower for a long time, you get the blackness.
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
gross.
Get
That
some
was,
mold.
like the pool was like that, and I was like, how does this happen?
That's
Just
when you
like
don't
stagnant
add
water,
chlorine to
lily
that
pads and shit in there.
Look like shopkeeper teeth.
shit. You didn't know if it was a fucking a koi pond or.
I thought it was a pool. I was swimming around like, what are you doing in there? Yeah.
So that. Oh yeah,
Anyways.
the transition. Just a real quick one.
Oh, yeah.
Just at Disneyland. If you've ever been to Disneyland, you've been to Disneyland, right? Have you been?
God, it's been
A long
years.
time, right?
Yeah.
They still have this fucking ride there, so I mean, it's not even a ride.
What,
It's,
Space Mountain?
no, Space Mountain is still there. It's dope. The Enchanted Tiki Hut. That thing is still there, where you go in there and these stupid fucking birds talk and they laugh.
Oh, right,
They
right,
talk
right.
to each other.
Yeah.
And this is some classic.
I know
like,
what you're talking
shit.
about now,
Yeah,
yeah.
because the guy's like, "Oh, hello everybody, welcome to the Tiki Hut." And I'm like, "Really? Y'all not hearing this? What the fuck is this racist shit?"
nobody
And then he
cares.
And then he talks, and then there's like a French bird and there's a German bird, and obviously they're like, "Oh, what the gas, what the bell," and then there's the German one. You know, I'm just like, this is like a complete caricature, like
Yeah.
that still exists. That
Yeah.
they're totally fine with keeping it.
But you know, the thing about Disneyland is, I remember as a kid, you know, when you go into It's a Small World, how awesome it was, and like in my mind's eye.
Oh, I remember that shit.
Yeah.
When you were a kid, it was amazing.
Yeah, when in my mind's eye, I was like, this is so fucking cool. I love this. And I went as an adult 2 years ago, and I was like, this
shit is
shit is
basura.
whack. What's up with this?
Trash.
Was it always a cardboard cutout? And I'm like, then I look up, and I see the ceiling tiles of like a former like business that might have been there, dude. I was like, those are just like
Those are horrible
I seen those
animatronics, yeah.
same ceiling tiles at B of A. I was like, wait a minute, this is not magical at all. I thought in my mind's eye we were in a cave the whole
Everything's
time.
amazing when you're a little child.
Yeah, we were in a cave the whole time and like literally had the decor of rocks
Yeah,
and
man.
everything. And then this time we're like, you can hear the machinery like working.
But then maybe it did. Maybe when you were younger, it was just a lot better put together, you know?
Yeah, 'cause
now
now-
people are going to come regardless. So they're like,
It's-
who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that thing is
Yeah,
man.
so weird. I feel like it was different, man. I don't.
Because when I was younger, everything that you just named, you
Yeah.
know, in terms visually,
Yeah.
that's what I remember. I remember
Yeah.
it being a legit cave with really nice lighting and
Right, exactly.
You know, the
And that shit's all
beautiful
like-
little kids dancing and shit.
You can see like the floor that the things are like bolted into. Like I'm like, you guys didn't even try. Like you didn't try anymore. Like you turn the lights on, and this looks like a warehouse full of stored Disneyland like props.
Well, it's because like where the prop ends, your childhood imagination is supposed to begin. You know, then when you're an adult, you just see things for what they are. You're like,
your
oh.
imagination has been smashed by adulthood.
yeah, by bills and shit.
It's fucked up.
All right, so sorry. Go ahead. You want to go on the next topic?
No, you go to the next topic.
All right. The next one's
Fuck your topic.
This actually isn't my topic. This is your topic. So.
Okay, then fuck my topic.
Yeah, it's about the recent synagogue shootings.
Give him an overview, Steve.
Go for it, Steve.
Well,
Steve's done the Trump-like research on it.
Yeah. So
I know very little about the synagogue. I mean, it was. it was in the the headlines. So
It was
you
in
know.
Pittsburgh, right? That I know.
well, so I guess
I know Steve sent a text, and he was saying that he hoped the person was black,
I did say that. So, yeah, I was like, hey man, but you know he
but
wasn't.
not because he's racist. He's racist, but not.
I'm not
This
racist.
specific instance wasn't
My
emblematic of
girl's
his racism. He just hoped that the person wasn't white because that's
a lot of shooters are
yeah.
white, and I was hoping to break the chain with this one,
Yeah, it was white.
but fuck, man.
Spoiler alert: it was a white person.
So that's what I always said. Like you're walking down a dark alley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Walking down a dark alley, and you see like a black dude. It's not. You might get a little nervous, but you know, you're walking.
If you see a white
But-
dude
but-
with,
but-
fucking-
but-
with a button up, he's probably the one who's gonna fucking
I was gonna say
rape
but-
you and put it in your
yeah.
ass.
But if you're walking down a dark alley and you see a white dude and he's got a button up, literally that, like I was.
you
probably
ask him
turn
for
around.
directions,
You
you'd
should-
be like, "Hey, bro."
You
That's
should
that,
turn around if he's hanging out underneath the little like door light.
If he's in the hood in a fucking
But-
a crease polo and shit,
Yeah, you want to
have
go
to
the
have
other way
some-
because that's a serial killer.
Yeah.
he's
have
just
some
Jeffrey Dahmer.
situational
That's how Jeffrey Dahmer started.
awareness, like you don't want to completely throw implicit bias out the window because sometimes you're in a bad situation and you don't want to just like, yeah, I'm totally fine.
Yeah, no,
But I mean, you never consider that you're in a bad situation when you're around white folks. You know that.
No, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean. You're totally safe.
It's a perfect cover.
You're fine.
Like any
worst that
place
can
you could be,
happen.
and you could name it. The white person could have like a knife to your neck. You're
You're
like,
like,
you're like,
really?
no, I'm fine. They're not gonna do it.
He's okay. They're not going to do this.
He's not
He a
gonna
bitch.
so well, pussy ass.
Wake up and you're like looking over your coffee. You're like, damn,
Damn, he actually
Well, he
motherfucker
killed my ass.
Damn it.
No,
I ran into one of those,
you float away.
Well, I guess that life's done.
one of those serial killing whites.
No, but yeah, it's very strange though that the majority of these sort of things, it's like white people.
Who's still hating on Jews in this day and age?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Who had it worse?
Other than Mel Gibson.
Obviously, Robert Bowers is.
That's true.
So the Jews, they've been like murked on. Black people have been murked on. I just don't know what the.
I love that phrase.
Yeah, I don't know.
Murked.
I don't know.
Slavery, blacks got murked.
Got murked, bro.
Strange fruit, right? Yeah, and
God damn.
I'm just saying.
It's a great song. Strange fruit.
But
I'm actually impressed that you know that.
Yeah.
yeah. That you would refer to it as that. Yeah.
yeah, and then but I'm asking, what's the white revenge from?
Oh, why are they so
just-
mad?
Yeah, what's going
I
on?
don't know. White people have always been
Crazy.
mad.
It's
People have
crazy.
asked that a million times. Why are they so mad at everybody? Why are they fucking everybody else up? You guys have it pretty good.
You know what's funny? I was at Costco yesterday, and only people who look super unhappy were these uppity white people who were at Costco. Like they were like, "Why do I have to wait in line?" That's what they look like. I saw 2 or 3 right off the bat, looking so angry, like in flip flops.
Oh, God.
And like some fucking like polo fucking shirt. And like, why?
They don't have self checkout at Costco yet?
If they had a way to somehow distance themselves,
I mean, you
within
can't-
Costco, they would.
Scan a piano on the way out.
That's true, yeah.
It's hard, but it's
They sell pianos at Costco?
Yeah.
Huh.
There-
But-
there's nothing that they don't sell at Costco. Costco's fantastic, by the way.
But obviously not all white people are like that.
No,
Like,
that's obviously true.
I mean, I'm half white. My white family, they're lovely people as far as I know. And it's just. It's obviously the bad of everything stands out, and then people only have that to go off of. Then you start generating your stereotypes because you have to label everything.
Do you ever like hate on your pops, your biological pops for leaving? You're like typical Mexican. Couldn't take care of it.
man?
Mexican fathers don't leave.
No, they don't. They really don't.
That's,
They-
that's
they
a black.
stay-
That's an African American.
They stay and they work their asses
thing.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's-
Dad, there's no black in you, is there? Because you're exhibiting black tendencies.
Yeah,
So yeah, sorry, man. Jews, I didn't think you were still getting it, but that's
yeah,
fucked
man,
up.
fuck, it's not over.
It never stops, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like they were like asking like I think it was on Good Day LA. Props, Good Day LA. They had
Jews aren't white?
They had a they had a rabbi on there, and they were talking about like keeping armed guards like in the synagogue. I'm like, well, we gotta have like an armed state everywhere. Like,
Was
why
he
do
the rabbi with the twirlies on the side?
No, he wasn't
Okay.
actually. I think one of those Orthodox Jews, right? They have
Okay.
that. But he did have a sweet fucking huge beard. He could double as a Santa Claus.
Nice.
Tight.
But it's funny. People's like first reactions to mass shootings, like people should have had guns there. Like you gotta have people with guns everywhere now.
Yeah, and that seems to be like the default answer whenever this comes up. We need to arm more people with more guns.
No more guns.
Yeah.
It's gun violence, and we're going to stop it with more gun violence.
What's
Stop it
weird
with more
because
guns.
over in the UK, are they allowed to have guns in the UK? I don't
No,
think they are,
they're not.
right? So not even
It's not about the guns.
not even the cops.
It's the culture.
It's the culture,
That's
for
the
sure.
problem.
It's the culture.
Yeah.
And people don't want to admit that. The U.S. citizens don't want to admit that there's a culture of violence that has
Right.
always been here. It's been here since the initiation
This
of the
country
nation.
of the
Built
nation, yeah.
on violence.
yeah, it's for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Don't hold your breath for that kumbaya moment. That shit ain't coming.
But you know, it's weird. I've been tainted by that shit. Just being here in LA, going to Portland, and I get on the freeway and I'm ready for that defensive LA driving shit. Like all right. And I was like, wait.
They actually let you in.
They let me in, and then one guy, I was like, oh, here we go. This guy with the truck. Here we go. Come on over. Just come. And he looks out his window. He's like, hey, is it okay if I was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah. And I
Gotta rein in that
I was
LA anger.
Totally just disarmed me. And I was like, wow, what is happening? It's so crazy. Super nice people.
Yeah, dude, it's insane how inconsiderate drivers are here.
Oh, man.
Just on my way here,
Yeah.
I was trying to exit a gas station.
Yeah.
And everyone seen me there, and they're like, nah, you're not going anywhere. We're just going to keep passing until you can't get out. And it took a bus driver to go, all right, I'm going to stop traffic so that you can actually exit.
I say I have bad road rage because
Yeah.
when I drive, I'm trying to fucking get somewhere.
Yeah.
And I know where I'm going, and I know how to get there quickly. And people are so fucking indecisive.
Yeah, so indecisive.
Not confident
Not
about what they're doing.
confident, yeah.
Stop! Get off the fucking road if that's what it's going to be.
It's true. And that's why I was saying, once we get those driving cars.
I
or
want
whatever,
those self-driving cars.
Those type of people are gonna go crazy because that car is gonna do its own thing and they're gonna freak out.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh my God, it's turning. Do you know those people? They need literally a whole block's worth of clearance just to make a left-hand turn.
Yeah.
You're like, what's happening? There's people walking across the street right now.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
cars coming in.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
still not turning. I don't understand it. And that's a real thing, man. And it drives me crazy. People can cut me off, and that doesn't even make me as mad as someone who drives slow or who's being inconsiderate or driving in both lanes because they're just not paying attention.
The both lanes is...
Dude.
Oh, my God.
I just want to get
Pick
out.
a fucking lane,
Please,
sir.
yes.
Please pick a fucking... I'm saying sir, but it's usually an older woman.
Yeah, don't say that in front of her.
Please pick a fucking lane. Let's do this.
Yeah, there's certain stereotypes that hold up for some reason. I don't know. I guess that's why they're stereotypes. But you're just like, wow. There's times where I'm like, please don't let it be this, and then I pull up and it's
What is this?
exactly that. I mean, you get
You gonna put him on the spot? You gonna make him say it?
Listen, I've been hit 2 or 3 times.
all what?
Who has it been?
All Asians. It sucks because
I thought you were gonna say Mexican.
No, one time it was, and like a good fucking person, I went out there and I saw that there was just there was paint left on my car, and my car was already fucking fucked up. So I was like, dude, just go ahead. Are you sure?
That's
And
really cool.
The guy was super happy, and I'm like, yeah, dude, just go for it. I said, just next time, drive more carefully, please.
Yeah, well, a recent
I'll
accident.
pave your yard, huh? No.
If that were the case, I would have been like, yes, please.
Well, that's the thing is because I live by K-Town, and so I'll be driving, and there's a person it's either a toddler who got away with the keys, 2, it's a very drunk person at 3:00 in the afternoon, or 3, it's
Who the fuck is drunk at 3:00 in the afternoon?
yeah, exactly, or I'm like, please don't let it be this, and we pull up, and it is that, and I'm like, oh God, I hate it. I hate that it's that, you know what I mean?
I think that one is culturally, I think it's a lack of confidence.
Yeah, and I'm like, please don't let it be an older Asian person in this minivan that's driving as if there's no one else on the road. Please, just like I'll take it. I'll let it be, whatever. And then I pull up and I'm like, oh man, that sucks.
God damn it.
I hate it. I hate that it's a
Another
stereotype.
bad Asian driver.
I hate it because
these things.
like I want to be proven wrong. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
God, but man, I'm telling you, like almost every time, and it sucks. It makes me sad.
Yeah. Well, it is what
Let's
it is.
stick with the Asian. Are Indonesians Asian?
Yes.
Okay.
Are
So
they
let's-
Pacific Island? They're not
Yeah.
Pacific.
Yeah, Pacific East
Island.
Asian. Yeah.
So I'm going to skip over because I don't know very much about the two middle
think
school
that's what it is.
girls who plotted to kill students and drink their blood.
Damn.
We'll let that stand on
That
its
shit's
own.
raw. Yeah.
We'll get back to that at some point in the future.
Anytime
But,
it's about some wild ass kids, it's the fucking stupid ass parents. So.
yeah. The Indonesian plane crash. I don't know if you guys.
Telling
heard
you,
anything about it.
we were talking about this in the last podcast. That's gone. R.I.P. That Indonesia, they just get it, man. The hits keep coming. I told
But
you, my
I'm-
people don't get fucking.
There was a major plane
Get
crash.
no love from the earth, from
like
people, anything.
4 years ago. They're having. I looked it up, and they're having plane crashes
all the time.
in Indonesia, like 4 years apart.
That's weird.
I think there was one less than that. I think there was one like not even less
No.
than a year ago.
No, I thought it was a year ago, but I looked it up. The last one, it seemed like it was recent, but the
Yeah.
last one, it said 2014, but maybe it just didn't.
Well, listen, if
because
their
it
planes
felt
aren't
like it was much more
crashing,
recent.
then they're getting tsunami'd out into the ocean. So
If somebody's like, "Hey, bro, you want this free ticket to Indonesia?"
I'm like, no, I'm
good.
you know what's
No
funny?
thanks.
Whenever
Keep it.
whenever I ask my fucking my Oma if I'm like, hey, did you ever want to go? My grandmother was born in Jakarta, and I was like, oh, you ever want to go back to Indonesia? Ugh, no.
Damn.
I'm like, God damn. Even she was like, fuck that place.
That's how my grandmother responded when
We asked her to go back.
No, when I asked her about, she went to New York. What, to Africa? You gonna say Africa?
Yeah, grandma,
Hey, grandma, you ever want to go back to Africa? Go back to Africa? Nigga, I ain't never even been to Africa.
Fuck you, grandson.
No, but when I asked her, because my grandfather has a bunch of family in New York, she explains New York like it's just the worst place ever.
Damn.
She's like, that shit stank.
She's also talking about.
She's like, nobody there was good looking. I was,
Ooh,
I was
damn.
like,
Your
God
grandmother
damn
was a
it.
looker, so no, but like she's also talking about a different New York. You know, like she's talking about the old time.
I mean, that's,
New York.
and I'm guessing that's like 70s, 60s,
Yeah,
70s
that
New
was
York.
fucking gross.
She
Like-
said it was terrible.
Yeah.
Now it's.
You remember the
gentrified.
Simpsons? The Simpsons episode where Homer went to New York for the first time, and it was like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and he goes there, and the first thing that happens, like someone throws garbage out their window on top of him. Hey! And the guy comes and steals his wallet, and then he goes to give a guy his camera to take a picture, and the guy takes a picture and then runs off. So it was rugged
Hey,
back
I'm
then.
walking. Yeah. When didn't he get a boot on his car too? Just driving that thing.
Dude, something is going on in Indonesia, like mid-flight. And the funny thing is, they're not finding like whole pieces of these wreckages. They'll just find just the black box.
What?
Where the fuck
The
did the rest
planes
of
are-
Where did everything else go?
Doesn't some of the fault lie in Boeing, like the people who constructed it? And Boeing is like a major player in not only just like the aviation plane, it's like aerospace. Like Jesus Christ, you know, what do
It
you guys
seems like
making
there's
that shit
something
with?
going
UFOs?
on over Indonesian skies.
They're using
that-
plastic screws for anything in Indonesia. Like we're gonna cut costs.
They can cut costs. They're like they don't give a shit.
Coconut screws.
I don't know. That's just the real life Lost I wrote. You know?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
They're just going into another dimension and shit. You're like, fuck.
flying into a perpetual Bermuda Triangle.
Did you guys? This is a totally opposite topic, but did you guys hear about the Megyn Kelly blackface comment?
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
thought we touched on that.
We didn't.
All right, she's racist.
We.
She lost her job too.
You know what? I don't.
White people cannot.
I'll explain
they cannot empathize with
Well,
fucking
yeah.
minorities. With that, we went over for sure.
But let me explain it. So she asked if there was anything particularly wrong with dressing up in a costume.
Yes.
There was a woman from the Housewives or something or other, but she dressed up for Halloween as Diana Ross. And she darkened her skin slightly. I've
Don't
seen the
darken your
photo.
skin. That's
And-
all you got to do is not do that.
Okay. I was gonna say, what do you do to dress up like Diana Ross?
And so, well, she had an Afro-esque wig. So she had an Afro-esque wig. She had a little bodysuit, and she darkened her skin slightly. It wasn't to the proportions that we're seeing in traditional blackface.
What,
You know?
would you be offended if you saw that?
You know what? This is why I put it here, because when I seen the photo, I wasn't particularly offended. I was more offended by Megyn Kelly's
Comment on it?
comment on the photo.
Yeah.
That's what was offensive to me. But I wonder at what point is it actually offensive? Now, I sent you a photo through
Hilarious.
I sent you a photo through text of a fellow in true blackface.
Yeah.
That was offensive to me.
And I think it's funny. I was like, is that an Asian man?
I don't know. It might be an
If
Asian.
you're doing the full on Al Jolson, you get the fuck
Right.
out of here.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
Yeah. But I was listening to like the Brilliant Idiots
Or
podcast,
Blake.
and they were going back and forth about how they felt about it. And
Was it like a 25-minute argument?
It wasn't an argument. It was actually a really productive conversation.
Good.
They don't argue anymore. Him and Andrew don't argue.
I
Charlamagne
mean,
and
I
Andrew
liked
don't
it,
argue
and then
anymore.
after a while, I felt like I was back.
Sorry,
I was
but-
a child
But
again, listening to my parents argue.
I feel like they must have got a lot of listener mail that specified, look, this is getting uncomfortable.
Yeah, I hit
because
delete.
they stopped right away after that.
Good, because I was like, delete the whole podcast. I was like,
But
Unsubscribe.
yeah,
Damn, it was that bad?
unsubscribe.
Jesus Christ.
They were for a minute. They were really going in.
Yeah,
it
stressing
got
me
so
the
bad
fuck
that they
out, man.
stopped. Maybe right after he stopped subscribing to the podcast, they did separate where they didn't even do a podcast together for the next 2 episodes because I think they were heated as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about it now.
Real quick, how did you feel about Blake dressing up as Michael Jordan?
Blake Griffin?
No, Blake. You don't remember? Otis?
Oh, wait, but he didn't.
Do you remember? He did darken his
He had a
Did he
bald
darken his
cap?
skin? I don't remember that.
Yep, he
He
did.
darkened
And a
his
bald
skin?
cap?
He did.
I didn't see that shit. I would slap the shit out of Blake.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, dude, we were like, what the fuck? He had on the Bulls jersey and everything.
Maybe it was just wiped out of my mind.
It's kind of
because-
crazy though, if you think about it. Like, really, only black people are allowed to dress up like Michael Jordan.
Well, here's the thing. They posed the question, and I'll pose the same question, and we'll see how you guys feel about it. They were saying, Andrew brought up the point. He said, "What if I have 2 sons? One wants to dress up as the Hulk, and
Okay.
so we put him in Hulk,
Purple face is
garb
offensive.
or whatever, and we color him
Green
purple,
face is offensive.
and we color him purple. And then he says, I have another child who wants to dress up like, I don't know, let's say."
Luke Cage.
That was exactly who it was.
Okay.
It was Luke Cage. He was saying, how do I tell that son, no, you can't
Be
you
Luke
can't
Cage.
darken
Because one
your
is a
skin.
fictional skin type and one
And
is
that's
not.
what they said.
That's all it is.
And that's what they said. But I mean, they're both fictional characters.
Not really.
It's
Yes, they
because,
are.
like-
Luke Cage isn't a real person. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
shut up.
They're both fictional characters. So you go, at what point do
No,
you...
but one is a fictional skin color.
True.
Yeah.
True. I mean, you can.
I think that's where it
you can
ends.
adequately tell that little kid, oh, he can be green, but you can't be a darker skin complexion.
You have to have that
Especially-
conversation then. Sorry if it's uncomfortable for you, but
I think you do have to
Right?
do have to have that conversation because
So-
when it comes down to it, it's not. I think we get away from logic because there's a little bit because of the history.
Yes,
we have to
that's it.
throw
You have to.
we have to throw some of the logic out of the window, and the only reason I say the logic is because logically there shouldn't really be a problem with that,
but the emotional-
especially if you're
yeah.
trying to applaud black characters. You know, if you're only looking
they
looking
can't get
to,
any love because of that.
yeah, but
Black-
you have
Black-
to have the conversation. You have to say, but how do you even have the conversation?
Black Panther, you can never take your mask off.
nope, because they're like, what the
Spawn, you can never take your mask off.
How do you think you can adequately portray Luke Cage without the skin color?
Go ahead, Steve.
You can't because his shit is just a hoodie, right? Which is hilarious.
His janitor uniform.
Yeah, and janitor uniform.
Maybe you just write Luke Cage on the hoodie.
No, you
so they
can.
know who he is.
You can. His costume is unique to him. It's not like a Black Panther kind of
Yeah.
extravagance, but you can definitely still do it.
like a mop and a hoodie and a fucking onesie. What's
He
the
said a
coveralls?
mop. He said a fucking
Goddamn.
mop. And that's
What?
fucked up because
Well, that's
he's a
what he
janitor.
was. He was mopping. He's mopping fucking the barber shop, right?
Oh yeah,
It's true.
I think he was sweeping the barbershop, but that's cool.
Fucking switch
if you
it
want to
up.
give him a mop, it's fine.
Give him a
Your
broom.
racist ass.
Give him a broom.
Got to mop after you sweep.
But you know, Megyn Kelly is a part of, what is she, like, Good Morning something or other?
Something, yeah.
Good Morning something or other. But she's co-host with Al Roker. And recently, Al Roker came under fire because he obviously didn't support the comments that Megyn Kelly made.
Right.
But he dressed up for Halloween as...
Whiteface.
what's the scientist from Marty McFly and...
Oh, yeah, Doc Brown.
Doc Brown. So he dressed up as Doc Brown, and people were like, what? How are you going to dress up? He didn't color his skin white.
Well, then that's
He just dressed
fine.
up as Doc Brown.
Then that's fine. I expect
Yeah.
the same from anyone who wants to be a black
All
character.
these fucking rules and all this, like,
There's not.
sucks.
It should be common sense, to be honest.
Yeah, it's common sense. It is common
But I
sense.
mean,
But yes.
Is it only common sense to people who understand that there's a history
It should be
of
common
blackface
sense.
and what that history
If
means?
you live in a
Right.
fucking America, you should have the common sense. Knowing the history of this country, you should have the fucking common sense to understand where the boundaries are.
Yeah.
But you two know about what blackface means to black people.
Anyone
in,
should.
in this
Yeah.
country. But I don't think the average
I don't
think the average person outside of the culture
Dude, here-
really understands what blackface means to
It's
black
fucking.
people.
It's super offensive, and it's making light, and it's like. It's just really degrading because that was the original thing of blackface was to degrade them and be
Yeah.
like, let's blow out these characteristics that they're stupid and they're dumb and that's what that was about. And you know, it's funny when I went to Aardvarks, which is like close to Redondo, it's like in Redondo Beach almost, and they were having some kind of like sale for costumes. So we
Yeah.
were looking for costumes.
Yeah.
There was a dude in there trying on like a full on Native American outfit, like with the headdress and everything.
Yeah.
That's sacred garbs to these fucking people who we talked about last time got eradicated
Yeah.
out off of the map. They're sacred lands. The first people who were fucking here in this country completely. Oh, let's make light of that by me wearing a big fucking headdress of feathers and shit.
Is that,
you don't see that?
is
That's
that any
culturally
different?
insensitive?
Is that any different than having someone dress up for St. Patrick's Day and wear a kilt who isn't Irish?
I don't know.
Are we talking about just like
I mean,
cultures that have been slaughtered into the fucking...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's the difference. That's therein lies.
but
the
I mean,
difference.
what are you talking about? Irish people
Was there
got
clo-
it here as well.
Yeah, they did, but no one got it like the fucking amazing
Yeah.
Americans.
Was there
You know
like
that.
a pilgrim dressed up with that person with a blanket?
I'm the first person off the Mayflower. No,
Here's a blanket of smallpox.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I don't know where that line
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I'm just trying to
If-
find out if you're
that-
not looking at it, if you're not viewing it through an historical lens of American history, and you're just trying to be this character who you love for
you're
on
dressing up-
a holiday that facilitates this
Okay.
type of behavior, is it still
No.
Do
No,
we
it's
approach
not.
it with the same
No,
level
it's not.
of ferocity or whatever?
Because say it's Dia de los Muertos or something. If a white person wants to do the Dia de los Muertos and
That's
does the
fine.
face and shit, go for it.
Yeah.
That's celebrating the culture.
What if though you walk in and it's a party and
We need to write up these very strict rules.
what if it's a party of like white people and they're all dressed like cholos and cholas? Is that right? Is that like kind of like?
That's the crazy thing is that if I seen
I'd be like,
that,
why?
I wouldn't have a problem. I would have a problem with the fact that these white kids or groupings of people probably know nothing about that lifestyle.
Right.
That's what I would have the most problem with.
How about this? How about a party full of black people and they're all dressed up like yuppies?
Same thing.
No, just-
Even though black people could easily be yuppies.
Yes,
there's a
you know,
lot-
that's
Yeah, black
stupid.
There's a lot of like to these hypothetical questions. The
Yeah.
answer to me also is fucking why.
Yeah, why?
Why do that? Just to be provocative?
Yeah, I guess
don't get it.
I guess
That's
is
the question.
That is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
question
yeah,
of the
yeah.
why. And if your why is a legitimate reason, then cool.
Yeah.
If you're just like I don't know, cholos, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I guess your intentions, like, yeah, that makes sense.
I guess it's, to me,
Why dress up in what would be characterized as like this is a black person outfit, this is a white person outfit,
Well,
this
that's
is a
not-
Native American
that's not a
outfit?
black.
I mean, I
but,
only
but
dress
these aren't.
stupid.
But these aren't black. They're not dressing up in a black person's outfit. They're dressing up as a black character.
No, but that's what I mean. No, I'm talking about
Right, right.
if there was a costume on the fucking wall over at Party City that's a
Right,
black
right.
guy, you'd be get the fuck out
Well,
of here.
yeah, but
But you've seen the Jewish
because
one,
I
right?
would have
There's
a
like a
problem with
Jewish
that.
one,
The
right?
Native American ones, they changed the verbiage on there. It doesn't say anything about Native American. It says like
Indigenous?
it says like no, not even that. Not even that responsible.
Okay.
It's like I don't know, like home,
Indian red face.
early home. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's something completely different that refers to like the West or something like
Oh,
that.
okay. Okay.
Well, I get it in terms of Native Americans. I mean, because they're using these traditional like things in religious practices.
Yeah, yeah.
So then I totally understand, because this isn't something that's just a fashion thing. It's not akin to, okay, black people wear baggy clothes, so now everybody wears baggy
Right,
clothes.
right,
Because I mean, if we're speaking about dressing up as, that's been happening forever. Black folks, for the most part, have steered American fashion, and and the way they've dressed has been the way everyone is
They've
dressed.
been at the helm of
and you
fashion.
can say, well, he's dressed in black. You know, if we want to look at it that way, you know, but I don't know. The blackface thing is really
That's different.
touchy. It has to be overt, like the photo that I sent you.
Right.
I mean, I'll show you the photo that Megyn Kelly was responding to,
Right.
and in that one, it's dicey. You don't know whether it's offensive. I mean, especially since the person who was dressed up as Diana Ross, she had nothing. It wasn't coming from a bad place. She didn't say anything that was
I know.
particularly racist. You know, she just kind of got caught up.
I think sometimes people also, like you said, like it's not coming from a bad place. Okay, be that. That's fine. Okay, you're not racist. You're trying to pay homage to someone.
Yeah. How do you
Also,
dress?
think about it a little more, though. You know,
Yeah. How do you dress up like Mike Tyson?
you can if you want. If you wear those trademark black fucking and you
you just wear the red gloves.
Yeah,
If you wear the red gloves and all black,
and shave the little things in your head right here, and then just fucking bob and weave everywhere you go. People know you're Tyson.
I think it's
look at that.
I think it's okay until somebody expresses their displeasure for how you're dressed or how you're portraying that character.
And all you gotta do
now,
is talk.
if a black person says, I have a problem with how you're dressed or how you're portraying that character, then that's something that you have to take into consideration and say, either I want to move forward with this, or I want to say, okay, like I get it, you know.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
I already got the gloves on, man.
but Megyn Kelly, fuck you, Megyn Kelly.
Yeah, no, it's just she's from that. I get it. She's from that old time, and she thought saying like it wasn't PC and stuff. Okay, but you still got to get with the times.
But she's extremely smart. She knew exactly the history of blackface.
if you're
So
on
to ask the
television-
question,
Yeah.
she knew what she was doing. She was kind of a trolling thing.
Do you think though that it was along the lines of, and I haven't done much research on what she did, but do you think it was along the lines of like, that sucks. Why can't someone portray someone that's black in an endearing way as opposed
You
to
can
like
just don't darken your skin.
I
That's it.
think that first and foremost, she was trolling and she understood exactly why it's offensive.
Okay.
But also, I think you're right. I think there was also a conversation piece that she was trying to explore. She was hoping that this will blossom into a larger conversation about cultural appropriation and things along those lines.
But instead
I just think that backfired on her.
Yeah, because she took kind of like the whiny route out, like, why can't?
Yeah.
You can't say that. You
And
can't.
she probably should have asked the question with a question mark on the end and allowed it to be a well-formulated question that didn't involve her seeming like she was condoning the
or complaining about why.
blackface. You know, yeah.
I mean, that's not even. I wouldn't even dance with that. I wouldn't even.
No, why would
think,
you?
I'd be like, what should I be this person for Halloween? Like, I'm like, how about let's just stay away from that completely.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know. Diana Ross seems fine, but if you see the woman dressed up as Diana Ross, it would be along the lines of what you were saying. How would you know she's portraying Diana Ross if she didn't slightly darken her skin?
Right.
Then you might go, well, I don't know who the fuck is she.
I think you might. Okay, so you could say you wanted to go as Rick James,
or maybe you're
could
carrying a
just-
microphone.
You could definitely find a wig and
Still,
do the
though.
thing and draw.
But see,
You know?
he's so. If we're doing Rick James, then he's so unique. You just get the red leather suit, and then you go, okay, that's Rick James. You know?
Or if you want to go as Eddie Murphy from
See, if you wanted to go as Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop, how do you portray him without darkening your skin?
listen, these are
you're
things
the dude
that
in a members only jacket. That's
Yeah.
all
No,
you are, right?
the only thing he's wearing is tennis shoes,
Jeans? T-shirt and
And
a members only jacket, right?
and
or something like. Or
well,
something
no, he
like
has
that.
a sweater in the first.
Oh, it's
the
a
whole
sweater.
time.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a fucking sweater, jeans, and tennis shoes.
Sweater, jeans.
How would you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
You wouldn't know.
That's up to the person.
It's all in the
going as
mustache.
that. That's true. That's true. Fuck.
Well, I guess you could always just do the laugh.
And
They'd be like, "Who are you?" And you're like, huh? And they're like,
and carry around,
"Okay, all right." Okay.
carry around a brown fucking brown paper bag it, with the pills.
All right, you wanna go forward with the next one?
Yeah, let's
Pete?
move on to the next one. I mean, I already touched on the Disneyland thing like a little bit ago. So I went to Disneyland. I go like once every decade, which is healthy for me. That's enough. I don't need to go anymore.
Yeah.
But geez, dude, you know how one ticket for a day pass
Oh my
to
God.
one of the parks
Was it like $150?
$117.
Oh, holy shit!
It's a lot.
I remember last time I went, it was like one.
Dude, they
105 or
they
something
don't
like that.
fucking care at all how much they charge people. Like you're supposed to be taught, and the funny thing is they're portrayed.
That's before you even get in.
Yeah, that's before you get in. You're not paying the $10 for fucking corn dogs. But it's I just like. At what point is it just like irresponsible? You're trying to pander imagination and dreams to these
Yeah.
children. You're like, yeah, $117. Give me it now. Give me the fucking money. And you're
Yeah,
like,
but
damn, I got me, my wife, plus all my kids. They're not under 3, so they don't get it for free.
Right.
Like, and then people get passes. That's true. But
Steve,
like,
did you look up?
There's a Rick James album. I think is fucking.
Oh,
hilarious.
Rick James album. Okay.
There's- I'm sorry, I just had to look it up. Like, yeah, he looks like.
But I'm saying that patent leather outfit. If you wear that, you know it's Rick James.
No, look, if you wear that, people don't know if you're portraying like a transgender person.
Nah,
or what.
you know it's Rick
Come
James.
on, man, look at those thigh high with
if
heels,
you wear that
leather boots.
and you wear the braid,
That's
the braid wig,
with the beads.
so sad.
you know who it is.
Dude,
Unless it's like a transgender Stevie Wonder.
look
You
at
could
that
be
shit. Yeah, it's true. But like,
Ooh, Stevie Wonder would be actually a fantastic costume for Halloween.
right?
Just do your head and shit
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
You got to have just dreadlocks on your sides, right? Because the rest of them just
No
drop
top?
off.
You're
There's no
doing
top.
contemporary.
Your roof gone, so you're either Stevie Wonder or contemporary Lil Wayne. One of the two.
Oh man.
But I'm sorry. So you were
so
saying
Disneyland,
you
those
spent a
like
bunch of
crazy
fucking money.
expensive. man.
It's way too much money. Other than that, and then another thing that it kind of was an interesting thing, like how many people go there, and it's this very happiest place on earth. Everything's amazing and fun and wonder. But then there's these like groups of people that go there that look like they just came from like a Hot Topic convention, like all black everything, blacked out. One guy had a shirt that said hardcore. I'm like, are you confused?
It's the
Because
happiest
you're-
place in the world.
You're going to this this really corny fucking place, and you're like, I'm hardcore. Oh, I'm wearing all the Disney gear that's all black. Like, stop it, dude.
You know what that
Stop.
reminds me of?
Yeah, I got fucking
But I mean,
tattoos
in
and
all
shit.
fairness, you were dressed that same way, and you went to the corniest school on earth in Brooks.
I mean, that Brooks is not the same as Disneyland.
I was gonna say, you know what that reminds me of is like when we go to the beach and we're like in swimming trunks and we're in the water, and then you see like 4 dudes walking in the sand, geared up jeans,
Yeah.
tennis shoes, beanies.
I just thought it was funny. I'm like, do you have to prove something?
I'm
Like-
damn, dude.
But I mean, you two actually go to the beach and jump in the water.
Right.
I'm even not that. I'm like, yeah, you guys do that. You're okay.
well, you're.
You know,
I mean,
you know. Asian.
Trey, let's just say you don't swim, Trey. Trey doesn't swim.
I heard my brother saying some pretty bad stuff about people like that. No, but it's just funny. I'm like, calm down, bro. You look like you're you're from the band Slipknot, like Cody. Yeah, just so you know, yeah, I'm in this fruity place, but I'm fucking hardcore. Like, I'm like, calm down, bro. Like, relax.
Teacups.
We'll kill all these kids.
Yeah, like, come. It's just so weird. It's just weird as fuck. So there's like this. There's a demographic that's like in there that they pander to, because like some of the Disney gear that they have is like kind of blacked out, and it's supposed to be kind of like
Really?
evilish.
That's
you know?
crazy that
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
is marketed toward that demographic.
It's very odd because it's like don't forget the people who love like Nightmare Before Christmas. Or, those people
okay.
are
No, that
real
makes sense.
dark
That's
people.
right. Yeah.
So I just thought it was pretty corny as fuck. And then we already talked about the racist birds and that stupid thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny too. My daughter didn't give a shit about anything there. She
won't even remember it.
She didn't care. One, she don't remember, and then two, she was happy that like my family members came.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything was just like, she just fucking care.
I know absolutely nothing about the next topic. So
Yeah.
30-meter telescope.
Oh, that's Steve.
You submitted
Steve,
it, motherfucker.
you research it.
Yeah. I did not.
This is another telescope that's being built in Hawaii on one of the Hawaiian Islands, and it's called the 30-meter telescope because, spoiler alert, it's 30 meters.
30 meters.
And
It's-
it's
whoa.
giant. It's a fucking humongous. So it's like 18 stories tall. It's gonna be enormous. Anyways, the larger telescope you have, the larger mirror you have, and then therefore the deeper you're able to look into space because you're able to take light, much more light into it.
Yeah. It's like a camera aperture.
Exactly. Yeah. So it sucks in more light. You're able to see farther into space. But anyways, it's supposed to be built on Kilauea, and they've already built. I think there's already 13 telescopes out in Hawaii, and the area is prime for deep space viewing because not only do you have these big open spaces, the
Not
stars are
pollution or
super close.
anything,
There's
yeah.
no light pollution. But it's on, again, sacred. This isn't the first time this happened, but it's on sacred land to these indigenous people in Hawaii. And, they were annexed in like the late 1800s, and they've been fighting the fight that Native Americans have been fighting here. But it went to the Supreme Court. They're like, yes, you can build it. It's just like, I'm
Just like that.
Wait. So who said yes, you can build it?
The Supreme Court, yeah, Supreme
Okay.
Court.
But
So-
the indigenous people still have a problem with it being built.
They were stopping people.
Okay.
They've been continually trying to stop all of these telescopes from being built. So one thing I'm like, okay, you're basically just saying sorry about it. This is your sacred land, but who fucking cares? Like, and that to me breaks my fucking heart. And it's just like the constant like raping of precious land to all Native people. And
I don't get why they wouldn't just deal with it in the same way that as most gentrifying neighborhoods, just pay them money. Give them compensation
they're
for
trying to
building
say-
on the land.
they're-
If that's what it's going to be. If they're going to say we're absolutely going to build here and we're going to be allowed by the Supreme Court, at least give them some kind of like reciprocation for that situation happening.
I don't think for them there's any amount of money that would even it out.
But nothing. I'm saying nothing has to sting a little bit more than receiving something for.
I guess for them it's like it's deep, man. It's deeper. Like it's another thing where it's like I don't think any of us can really empathize with it because we don't have those kind of ties. But it's like it's like sorry, your people were found this to be a holy site, but we got to build a telescope. And listen, you're talking to a person. I fucking love space.
Yeah.
Anything space related, I love. But in the name of science, like I don't know, you got to find something. You got to find something else. It's like, what are we sacrificing in the pursuit of seeing further into space?
Yeah.
Where does it stop? And I don't know. How do you appease? How do you remedy this situation?
Well, that's a huge problem in general. Is that nobody's listening to anybody anymore. Nobody's willing to say, okay, well, you have a problem with what I'm doing. My fault. Maybe I went too far.
Yeah.
I'll back up. And that's a huge problem, whether it be politics or what you're speaking about, is that nobody's willing to just say, my fault. I went a bit too far, and I'll back away from it. you know?
I think it just all comes down to, just the human race isn't going to go anywhere. We're not going to take care of anything because it's all about what I want. Fuck what the repercussions are, or like the proximity of individuals that are going to get fucked over in this situation. So we have a really big telescope now, and guess what? We discovered 100 new planets. And then everyone goes home, and then that land's fucked. Still.
That's funny. I'm wondering, like, how does that benefit? Does it benefit anyone in the short term? Because that's a long term.
I don't think there's any short term. Their short term is they're saying like it'll bring jobs, tech jobs to the area, you know, but
Are
They
those
don't-
are those tech jobs going to be
for the
inhabited by the indigenous people?
like
Yeah.
they're super tech savvy all of a sudden. They know like
I don't know if there's a way to ensure that, but
no, there's not, man. They're not going to put these people through school to learn.
See what I'm saying? But those are the things that should be done. Okay, well, fine. If you're going to absolutely build this device on our land, then there should be some reciprocation, you
Yeah.
know, for this.
And you know what kind of jobs they're going to give them, man. You know, it's
Like I said, something is better than nothing. Even if it's a shitty job, that shitty job can be worked up.
the
into
people in
something
Hawaii
else.
are tired
Something.
of working for hotels. I know that.
it's going to be that sort of thing, you know, but yeah.
Well, I mean, shit, Hawaii isn't. It's not even really owned by indigenous people
No,
of that island
no.
anymore.
No, that's why
it's owned
they're
by is it Japanese or Chinese?
No, it's owned by us.
us.
No. I'm saying economically, it's owned by
Oh,
either
it's
the Japanese or the Chinese.
It's,
Japanese.
if you're asking like population wise, there's a lot of Japanese people.
Yeah,
there.
because they're close.
The
Yeah.
Japanese, they run from the last I heard, they have the foothold in everything on the economic level in terms of all of the major.
I know there's huge tourism there.
like all of the major hotels, tourism board, all of the eats and
Yeah.
places of that nature. They run all of that shit. The last thing that I heard is that they've pushed most of the people who are indigenous to those areas off into the fucking
smaller islands.
well, not even the smaller islands, but a lot of those people camp out on
Yeah, they live like in encampments.
on the shore front. They camp
Yeah.
out on the shore front every night because they can't afford to live in houses anymore because they've been gentrified and the cost of housing has skyrocketed with the Japanese coming in.
Damn, that's crazy.
So, anyhow, I mean, I'm all for the pursuit of science, but, when nothing is sacred anymore, then, it's like a no man's land of what can be taken
Yeah.
from you at any moment.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
it's
so that
cool.
was cool. That was just... That was,
This is a total left turn, but you finally started watching The Haunting.
I finished
Hill
it
House.
today.
Oh, you haven't finished it.
I
yet.
finished it today.
I got knee deep into it.
it was
good, right?
Yeah, no, it's really
it's
good.
really
Which what was that about?
The Haunting of Hill House.
I think we watched it recently.
It's a Netflix. It's 10 episodes.
It's a series, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
10.
think we actually finished the series.
It's
So
really
it's
cool
cool.
because it's a house that's inhabited by a shit ton
yeah.
of ghosts.
Of ghosts, yeah. And it's like any family that's inhabited it, like slowly goes insane and ends up dying in the house somehow. And it's cool. It's about like psychological problems. It's about hauntings. It's about addiction. It's about family drama. And it was just, it was a fucking amazing series.
You know what I
like that
recently
it wrapped up.
What I recently watched along those lines, I don't know if either of you two have seen it, is Heredity. Have you seen it?
No.
I haven't seen that.
It's a good fucking movie. It's a psychological
Thriller?
thriller as well, but it's also it's kind of a quasi horror. Well, it's pretty horror, but it revolves around some cult shit.
Okay.
But it's not straightforward where you go, oh, this is a cult. That all of that information is kind of given to the viewer at the end.
Yeah.
But when you look at it like away from that like straightforward lens,
Yeah.
it's actually about like mental health issues.
Yeah.
And those mental health issues being passed down from generation to generation and how scary that can be.
Yeah.
Being, maybe a sibling or a child
Yeah.
of someone of a parental figure who has
Yeah.
mental health issues,
Oh,
and
yeah.
wondering whether you actually have like a direct pull over how
Yeah,
your
yeah.
future goes, rather than it being already predetermined with those things being in your genetic
I think it's
structure.
more so learned than it is. It's learned and experienced over like a biological thing.
So you don't think it's pre-installed? You think it's
I mean, things like dementia and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. Like I'm for sure.
I'm saying,
gonna
like,
get
if you have a parent, because I believe this parent has she had bipolar, manic depressive issues, and then those carried down. But when you're watching the movie is playing as it's just a psychological thriller, and all of these things are like unveiling themselves.
Yeah.
But when you look at it as that, when you go, God damn it, maybe she's fucking off her rocker, and then maybe she handed that down to her kid, and that kid also is off his rocker.
Most
Yeah.
people are off their rockers, pass that shit on to their kids, whether it be whether it be biological and like in the DNA, or just through being raised by that
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
They definitely pass it on
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah.
But I was just into the House on Haunted. I mean, the Haunting of Hill House, because Halloween was coming up, so I was like, I got to get. I was watching all scary
I've
stuff.
never watched as many horror movies
Well,
as I have
yeah,
this Halloween.
yeah.
I watched so many. Fucking
guys-
Child's Play.
Yeah.
Everything.
Did you guys watch the one where it's people who talk about scary things that have happened to them?
I just put that on my queue. It's called
I've seen
Haunted.
it.
Haunted?
Right, I've
Dude,
seen
that-
it.
that shit
Yeah.
is like-
it's crazy, right?
It looks terrifying.
I'm not scared of shit like that, but
and it looks like they're in an AA meeting, like they're
Right.
sitting. Yeah.
But I'll tell you.
I'm sorry.
But I'll tell you that we watched like 2, and I go to bed feeling weird.
No, you have to watch something. For me, I have to watch something funny after that, because
I'm like, oh, how many have you watched? Any?
no. I just watched the trailer for it, and I was like, this is fucked. Like, I gotta watch this during the day.
I'm telling you, like, there's a common theme.
I've watched all of them.
There's a common theme with all the people.
You watched
Yeah.
all the haunted ones?
I watched all the haunted ones.
Really?
Yeah.
But
The chick hanging in the closet. That
I mean, I won't give any away because this guy, but like, I
wasn't there a UFO one as well?
think so. But all I know is that the last one got me,
What was the last one again?
Just go for it. Go for it. Tell me, please.
where the demon in the house and the lady.
Uh,
Ooh, I was like that one. But check this out. So today, this dude I work with, his house is supposedly haunted, right, by a little girl, and he talks about how he goes, dude. He goes, I'll get up to I'll be in the bathroom and I'll be getting ready for work, and she likes to move my deodorant around. So I'll like move first. I'll look away for a second, and I'll go back, and the deodorant will be gone. He goes, I think I'm going crazy, and I'll be opening up all the cabinets and looking for it, going in the
stinky
bedroom,
ass girl.
like looking for. And then when I go back in the bathroom, the deodorant will be there again. And he goes, another thing that happened was no one could find their shoes, and then he goes, we found all of our shoes under our bed, and they're all tied together, all the shoes.
I'd move out.
I would nail those fuckers to the floor and be like, do something now, bitch.
So
See if you can defy physics.
So I
Fuck that. I'm moving out. I'm
No,
done.
I would too. I'd destroy the
yeah.
house, burn it to the fucking ground.
As soon as I see it, I jump head first out the fucking
Hell yeah.
the second story window.
Yep.
I go. So I like to mess with him. I go, hey man. So do you ever think that when you're like sleeping in bed, she's standing there looking at you?
Nah, that's fucked up, dude.
No, man. It's
As long as I don't wake up, she's fine. She can stand there forever.
Yeah. So
She's like looking at her watch, like, when is this?
Dude,
Fucking
dude,
dudes will wake up.
So I like showing him these things. So I'll watch those poltergeist videos on YouTube.
I don't like those.
Dude,
Fuck that
they're
These guys.
You guys know I don't like that.
dude.
shit.
I'm
There's
the king of this shit.
there's one that I saw that even made me be like, no.
I get goosebumps.
So
it freaks me out.
I'll show you the video later, but if you want to, but I'll just explain it to you, right? So this guy, he's got the video camera going, and he's like walking through his house. He walks through the kitchen.
Oh, is it that one where it's really good video, right?
I don't know. Well,
It's a younger guy, right?
What do you mean it's really- what, it's like HD video?
No, he's like live casting, right? And he's like, you guys see that? Like something happened behind him.
oh no.
You know
no.
that one's kind of freaked me out too.
This one, he's walking right, and he walks by his kitchen table and like the kitchen, and then he opens up a door, and even if nothing weird was going on, I just wouldn't want to go down the stairwell to the basement.
Yeah.
And it's straight up out of
Like pitch dark. It looks.
it's pitch black at the end of the stairwell, right?
No.
And
Yeah.
he's got
No.
the light from his camera like shining down.
Fuck that.
And he goes, hello? It's quiet like this, right? So he says, hello? And then you just hear,
Nah, fuck that.
No.
and as soon as he hears that, right?
I just close the door.
No. He was going.
Go back upstairs.
Yeah, no, he was going downstairs. As soon as he hears that, he turns around. He starts running. He runs into the kitchen, dude. All the fucking dining chairs, the dining chairs are stacked on top of
Just
each
like in
other.
Poltergeist?
Yeah, and
Just like in the movie Poltergeist?
no, I'm just saying like they're stacked on top of each other, leg on leg, like perfectly balanced.
That's in Poltergeist, the movie.
So I was like, is this legit or is this fake?
Fake.
That's fake.
I'll show you the video. You tell me. But
I'm good on watching the video.
I'm like, yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say it's
Listen,
fake.
can I tell you right now? Like, I ensure that none of this shit's gonna happen. I don't have a basement. I never will in my life. And I don't have a 2-story house. I refuse to get a 2-story house because I want to know where the fuck things are happening in my house. If I want to access it, I just want to be able to open a door and be like, yeah, I see what's going on in here.
You don't want to hold.
Nope. I don't fuck a basement.
What if shit
attic.
is what if shit is only going wild?
I used to hate
on the
that
top
shit.
floor and nothing is going on the floor you're in. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine
They,
with that.
they can go. They can do whatever the fuck they want to.
I don't
up
like
there.
that. I don't like that. See, even at my old house, we had an attic, a loft.
That's
had a
where we
loft.
had the screen.
Yeah, I didn't like that shit up there. Having to go up, my mom was like, we're out of paper towels. When I was younger,
Did anyone have that as a room though? At one point, right? Somebody did.
I thought they did.
no, my brother used to sleep up there.
Oh.
But no, like she'd be like, oh, the paper towels, go get them. I never wanted to go get those because I have to go up the fucking thing. No, fuck that shit. And you know what? I used to see my Teddy Ruxpin sitting up there, and I didn't like that shit either.
And that's when they used to talk. Like they brought Teddy Ruxpin back out, but
Yeah, I know, I
It
saw
doesn't.
that.
It's just a plush doll. It doesn't.
Yeah,
it
you
doesn't
can't stick a tape in it no more.
I had the talking one too.
Yeah, the Teddy Ruxpin. But I mean, for me, I was just like, I don't know. I have too vivid imagination.
Yeah.
I think I told someone that it was like one of my old students. He's like, oh, what people like? He's like, oh, I'm not afraid of the dark. I was like, I heard that people who aren't afraid of the dark lack imagination, and I think I got that from a quote somewhere. But to me, that's true, man. Like
It makes sense.
I'm not
That
afraid
makes
of the dark, but even in my
Not the
older
dark.
age,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm still cautious of it.
you have to be, yeah. And to me, like for instance, walking down into that basement. Nah, I'm good on that.
Oh, the other thing was that he told me happened. He said he came home from work and he passed out right on top of the covers. He's like he had his feet hanging off the bed because like he had his shoes on or something, and he like fell asleep.
Yeah.
And he felt someone grab his legs and pull him, try to pull him off the bed.
No, I don't like
And then he
that,
woke up and he got mad at his son. He's like, "Hey, Junior," he's like, "Why the fuck you fucking with me when I'm trying to sleep?" And his son was like on the other side of the house playing video games. And he's like, "No, I guess I'm not taking a nap." And I was like, "Damn, dude."
Guess I'm selling the fucking house right now.
Yeah, dude, that was no way.
Have you seen that Netflix movie about the mirror that drags little kids into it?
Nah.
There's one, for some reason, I felt like you might have seen it. I think Netflix recommends it after you watch Train to Busan.
Oh, okay.
I'll send it to you, but that's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any like personal paranormal shit
I was
that
gonna-
you've
yeah,
ever
I-
experienced?
Yeah, I think didn't
I
we talk
don't.
about this? Didn't we talk about this?
I'm interested in
I
Pete,
do.
but go ahead, see.
Yeah, I think I did.
No. This is.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That one's more Twilight Zone.
The one where we lived in the apartment in Glendale by the cemetery over there. I never,
Yeah. The cemetery was like right up the street. wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
All
And
these
I was-
feline ghosts.
And I'm like, okay.
Why does this cat talk?
Where I was just home by myself and I was washing dishes, and we had a beer cozy. You know what beer cozy is, right? But we had the flat beer cozies, right? And, so anyways, I turn around to grab like a plate off the counter. I look in the beer cozy, the flat beer cozy is balanced on its edge. It's not even open. It's like a flat thing, and it's balanced, teetering on its edge by itself. And I was like, and I couldn't really comprehend what was. I was like, what is like? I couldn't take it in. And I
If there was a gun nearby, I would have been gone.
you just shoot.
Why'd he shoot himself?
Why didn't you shoot the beer cozy? Right? It's like so it was just balanced like this, and it was just chilling. And I was like, what? I was just staring at it. I couldn't even react. And then it fell over, and I was like, oh shit!
What did you do immediately?
What did
after
you
that?
do immediately?
I like stepped back, my back to the refrigerator, and I was like,
You Tootsie Roll?
yeah, and I was like, oh yeah.
I'll show this ghost.
No, I grabbed the cozy and I tried to prop it on it like some fluke thing. I was like trying to prop it, and that thing was not staying up.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
You tried to recreate
Yeah, I did.
Just to validate, like
Yeah.
it's something that could happen.
the ghost. The ghost was like, nah, baby, you ain't never gonna do it.
And I literally did. I go, hello. I go, if someone's there, like, I don't want any trouble. I'm just washing dishes, man. And that's it. Yeah, I didn't. What do you say? I don't know what to say. I'm just like, everything's cool. And that was the only thing that ever happened. And I didn't even tell my girl about it till like a year after we moved out. I told her about it because she would not take that well. She's like, I didn't want to have trouble sleeping in the place or anything like that. You know,
absolutely.
so
What would she have said? Steve, we have to move out right now.
I'm that person.
You have to come up with first month's rent.
yeah, no, she just would have been stressed all the time, and her imagination would have went wild.
Yeah.
And so after we moved out, she said, "Why didn't you ever tell me?" I was like, "Because imagine if I did tell you, and you had to sleep in there every single
Nah,
night, knowing that."
fucked
Was,
up.
yeah, I go so.
Do you remember the scene in Haunting of Hill House where the girl's having sleep paralysis?
Yeah.
That's some shit that I've had throughout my life. Like when I had it for maybe like 10 years or something like that.
Where you're up, but you can't move your body.
Where
Right.
the way, but it freaked me out because seeing her portray it so well and exactly physically how it looks to be in a sleep paralysis and to like wrench yourself to free yourself out of that state is fucking terrifying when something's like there.
Well,
And it freaked me out. I was like, It made me feel horrible.
The first time I got sleep paralysis, I think I was 15, and it was weird. I remember right the first time it ever happened. And so at my best friend's house at the time, he had 2 twin beds, right?
Yeah.
So I was in one. We just got back from church, and
Therein lies the problem.
so I
Brought it home with you.
Brought the ghosts.
So I was laying down on the bed, and I was starting to drift off to sleep, right? And all of a sudden, I felt something cold come over me. So I thought, like something came.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I thought my friend was fucking around.
You know exactly what you're saying. You've had something cold come over you?
It's like a feeling.
Sleep paralysis, dude. It's
Yeah. So
I'm telling you.
Okay. See, I don't know if I've ever had sleep. It feels like that. Like
Well,
something cold comes over you?
it feels like a presence.
Yeah.
So I opened my eyes thinking that my friend was fucking around. I was pissed because I was like, dude, I just want to knock out for a little bit. And he was knocked out. And then I was like, ugh. I couldn't sit up. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was trying to say his name. I was like,
Yeah.
and I couldn't talk, right?
It's
and it's happened to me hundreds of times since then.
Yeah.
And one time it was so bad. I was like 20. I was 20 years old, and I used to work graveyard shift. And I came home, and I was just chilling at home, and I was just watching TV, and I felt this weird feeling on my feet, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What's going on?" And then I felt the thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh shit, what's happening?" I was awake. I was watching TV, and I got sleep paralysis when I was awake. And I tried to stand up, and I went. I was like, "Oh!" I made that noise, and I was like, and I was like awake, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Yeah.
And then I powered out of it.
Yeah.
The next day, same scenario. I was watching TV, and I was laying on the edge of my bed, and it started happening again. I said, "Fuck that!" I rolled off my bed and stood up, and I just started like just moving my feet around, like high and knee in it, and it got rid of it. So I was telling my girl, I was telling Ruth the other night because she likes my having a Screama stick.
Your
right?
fiance?
My fiance.
Hey.
She's using my Screama stick. So I go, I used to have crazy sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And then when I got this Screama stick, the way I stopped sleep paralysis happening to me, whatever the reason may be, is I used to sleep with it across my chest. Mm-hmm. And because when it happens to you like 100 times, you're willing to kind of do anything to get that shit to stop. Because at some point it was out of control. It was like every single night.
Did you just slip in a Screama stick?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
did I hear it?
Yeah.
Hear these
And so
sounds?
I used to sleep with it, like my arms folded over it across my chest. And then from that point on, like I haven't had, I think maybe once or twice since.
Yeah.
Then, but I don't sleep with it every night. Just when it was like every single night for like a couple of weeks straight.
Yeah.
I was like, and I was like, oh, fuck that. And it worked.
Yeah.
Psychologically or whatever. I
never had to wield a weapon, but mine was just, I learned how to power out of it.
You sit up, right? You're like,
Because like, I was like, dude, it feels like you have a blanket made of lead
it's true.
laying on top of you.
It's so weird.
And you're like, you struggle to even pick your fists up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I eventually wrench. And the fucked up thing is that I can't sleep after that.
Yeah.
I'm like, and for me, it's my hairs are all on end, and like I'm so freaked out. I turn on all the lights. I'm like, I'm staying up now.
Well, I think when I was over in East LA in the attic over there, when I would get it there.
That's a fucking scary place.
Yeah, it is.
When I would get it there, I'd wake up and I was so tired of fighting it that I would just go back to sleep.
I couldn't. No way. I couldn't go back to sleep.
Dude, I would wake up and I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you. And I just go back to sleep.
I couldn't. I was too
And-
freaked out.
Yeah.
I literally just learned to go back to sleep, and now I can sleep anywhere, dude. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna.
I don't have anything like that, but the only thing that I can think about that was the weirdest shit to me, and I still don't know what was happening, but when I was living in Islands, I had a studio apartment there by myself, and I would go to sleep with totally clean nails, and I would wake up like I was clawing for my fucking life, and I wake up with nails full of dirt.
What? That's weird.
You slept on the dirt?
No, I slept on a fucking bed.
The fucked up ass island
I
bed.
slept up on a bed. I slept on a bed, and my door was closed. And when I woke up, it wasn't like the door had been open, like I'd been sleepwalking. But that's the first conclusion that I came to is maybe I fucking sleepwalking. I have no idea what's going on. But everything would be closed. Nothing would be out of place at all. But on the regular, I would go to sleep totally fine, and I would wake up with caked up dirt under my nails, and I'd have to
fucking
clean them
weird.
out. And I was like, "What the fuck?
You were like,
Yo,
what the
digging
fuck
up-
is going on?"
You were exhuming bodies in your sleep, like
Holy
digging
shit.
up fucking graves.
You know, nobody ever said anything. There was a guy who lived right next to me. He wasn't like, "Hey, dude, I saw you."
Hey, what happened to my fucking plants?
saw you fucking chomping my weeds yesterday.
That was
You know,
a cat, but it was you, Trey.
I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I always figured it might have been some UFO experiment shit or something.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
That's one thing that's
though.
funny. Like
weird.
I have nothing. UFOs are not a thing for
Well-
me, but paranormal for me is like that's my weak
But think
spot.
about that. Like, if they wanted to do experiments or perform experiments on us, wouldn't you just fucking knock you out? You go to sleep. They perform the experiments, and then they just erase any history of that shit. You just wake
Yeah.
up like, I got a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
You can't erase your gaping butthole that they fucking went to town on.
Why the fuck would they want to fuck you?
Why not?
What if
Is that part of the experiment? Like we have to fuck you.
That's funny. That's funny. That was on The Simpsons too, where Homer's like, "Let's get this over with." And he pulls his sister, they're like, "Bruh, "We've learned enough."
what if there are no aliens? What if
We are the aliens.
What if we'll just bring it back to the simulation talk. What if they're waking you out of your simulation and doing a repair on you, and they put you back in the simulation, and we just think we're being abducted by aliens?
I'm like, what gain would you have by putting me in a simulation?
I don't know.
You said what gain would you have?
What gain would another race have by putting me in a
I
simulation?
don't think it's about that. Maybe you know what?
I'm hoping I'm sitting out of this game.
I wondered to myself recently if we are like we're talking about us being a simulation, but what if we're just a version of AI at this point?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We're like the 2.3 or something like that. And then we give birth to the 3.0.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And what if
I don't even-
this whole human experience
Then we've
has
passed-
always just been versions of AI
Of an upgrade.
that were put into
Then we're at the final stage of it because there's nothing artificial anymore unless you're just saying like we're grown in a lab. Because I've seen a person completely.
You said there's nothing
split
but
open.
I'm saying if there's
it's all flesh. There's nothing really artificial about it other than it could have been grown.
well,
somewhere.
isn't that the idea that it gets to the point where it's indistinguishable from?
yeah, that's what I mean.
So I'm
like,
saying,
what's the next phase of AI?
shit? It might be something else. I don't know.
Some fucking floating brains.
The other scary story, and I've told you guys this one. That's when I was living in downtown, and I was asleep and I had my phone in the bed, and it was ringing in the middle of the night. And I was like, "What the hell?" So I go to pick it up, and I was like, "Hello," and
This is the one where your roommates start masturbating.
no.
okay, I'm sorry.
That was a good story. Though.
Different story.
No, yeah.
That's for a different podcast.
That's a different one.
Waka, 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 waka.
So, anyways, though, I answer the phone and I can hear someone kind of talking, but they hang up. I was like, what the hell? So the number's on my phone, so I just call it back. And I was like, yeah, did someone call me? And it was security downstairs, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, hold on. And they give the phone over to my roommate, Christina, and it was like, hey, and I was like, yo, did you call? She's like, yeah. And I was like, what's up? And it was like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And she's like, stop messing around. I was like, what? She's like, stop messing around. I was like, I don't do, Christina, what the fuck do you want? She's like, oh, I locked myself out. Can you let me in? I was like, yeah. So I unlock the door and I go back to sleep.
Yeah.
So when I wake up later on that day or whatever, the normal hours, I call her. I was like, yo, I was like, hey, I was like, what was up with you? How come, like, you were acting that way? Were you drunk or something? And she goes, no. She goes, I was moving my car for Billy, our other roommate, because we had tandem parking or whatever.
Yeah.
And I accidentally locked myself out. So I was calling you from security. And I was like, okay, so what happened? She goes, well, I called and the phone rang and then a little kid picked up and was like, hello? And then she goes, yeah. I was like, hello? She goes, is Steve there? And the little kid goes, yeah, hold on. And he's like, Brother Steve, wake up. Brother Steve, wake up. And she said she got scared. And that's when she hung up the phone. And then the phone rang again, and security picked it up, and it was me calling right back.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, what?
At least the kid was a cool kid.
Yeah. And I was like,
At least
what?
he addressed you by brother.
Yeah. So
Or maybe the little kid was from the Nation of Islam.
Brother Steve.
yo, Brother Steve. But I told my mom about it, and she got really freaked out. She was
She's
like,
like, I have something to tell you.
no, she's like,
It's
that's
been really
weird.
fucked up. He's like, Steve is not alive. Steve isn't here right now. Or some weird shit like that. You'd be like, oh.
See, that's not cool. I don't like that shit.
No,
Steve is no longer with
She's
us.
like still on the phone, like, how long should I listen to this looking
He's laughing.
She keeps laughing. She's like,
She just stays on there till he's done laughing.
Are you done?
Are you
So,
done
is
laughing?
Steve awake
it's
yet?
Yeah, hold on.
The fucked up thing is if she would just stayed on, and the kid's like, oh, okay.
Mama, somebody calling about Steve.
Yeah.
You know Steve?
It was
man.
probably just the wrong number. So have
Well-
you ever got cross lines before? Like,
Well,
that's just kind of weird.
I didn't
That
know
shit has
how-
happened when I
Yeah.
was young, and I listened to a whole conversation.
Me too. Me too.
I just sat
Oh,
there,
yeah,
I just listened to a whole
oh, yeah,
conversation. I was
yeah.
like, ooh.
No, but it wasn't the wrong number because I called it right back. So
She was drunk as fuck. You know them. It was 4 a.m. for those people. She was like, oh, I heard a boy.
I heard a boy.
Sure you
heard a
did.
boy.
Sure you did.
So let's see what
All right, let's
Kanye.
get on to something else.
Kanye apologizes for being used.
Yeah.
Distances himself from
Candace Owens.
Candace Owens
So-
and Trump, right?
Who's Candace Owens?
Candace Owens is, I want to say she is the head of Young Black Republicans
Oh, right.
organization, something along those lines.
Black Republicans.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically.
what?
She is the head of.
Come on.
They've recently dubbed themselves Blexit.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
He started that new clothing line.
Yeah. So they are
Beautifully
the
graphic
Blexit.
designed, by the way.
And so it is. It is young black former Democrats who are now converting to Republican.
Wow.
And
Got real deep on that one.
She kind of initiated Kanye into this way of thinking, or and he's joined the group. As stated by P, he recently redesigned their logo, and it was placed on some merchandise. It's weird, but I guess it's not that weird. So they're trying to make money.
Hey, if you have power if you have any kind of power right now in Hollywood or in politics, now's the time to talk to Kanye because he is fucking susceptible to anything.
yeah. But that leads
He's
into
like an impressionable 8-year-old. You just tell him anything. He's like, yeah, I'm behind that.
that leads into what we're talking about. So he recently has come out and apologized for being used by this particular organization and Candace Owens, who is the head of this organization, and she has apologized for
using him?
for using
Sorry for
him.
using you, bro.
And that brings up
so easy.
the question of I wrote it down as has it been exploitative to continually publicize the ideals of an unmedicated bipolar artist for our entertainment?
Yes.
Wow. I feel sorry. I don't know. You can't help but feel sorry for him a little bit, man. What's going on? It's
Well, we know what's going on. He's unmedicated and he
a
has
nut.
bipolar issues.
He's a nut.
I don't know, man.
And everybody's just listening to him and I don't agree with that. Yeah, you probably don't agree with a lot of things said by bipolar
It's weird, man.
folks,
It's weird. I don't know.
I mean, hey, this is the world we live in. We're totally slaves to, TMZ style television and
everything's for
And
sale.
reporting, and it's-
Everything's for sale. Everything's for watching. Everything's for view. It's all out. And I just don't get why. I mean, he has a family. He's a
Yeah.
father, and not only that, but he has a wife, and his wife has a family.
He
Why
put
is that family not saying
because
let's
they-
take you away from a camera? Let's
How
take
can
you
they?
away from, yeah.
How
Right.
can they, the people who are themselves slaves to cameras, be have the enlightened mind to be like, oh, or the ability to step out of that bubble and be like, yeah, you should probably get out of the limelight, bro. When they themselves are like, they're being filmed for their own fucking
But that-
television show, you know?
But you don't think that on a basic core level they understand that
Yeah.
some of the things that are being said by this guy aren't
Nope.
coming from a lucid mind?
They
can
came
we-
from think about their upbringing and think about their fame and what it's based on. You think they have any kind of those basic moral values that we do?
Well, shit, that's the problem, and that's the problem that I'm tugging at.
They're a
Well,
fucking. You're asking for like circus freaks to like look back on.
Somebody needs to stop this shit. Like somebody needs to stop this shit.
I told you, he's
do you
gonna
think
get
that they
shot
can
live.
stop him though? Do you think that they can stop? The dude's
I thought
pretty
about
adamant.
I thought about that. He's so adamant.
Yeah.
You know that. But I mean, this right here, this admission that he was being used,
Right.
he's a grown man. So at that point, you have to say,
His
we've been listening to him speak this rhetoric for months now, at least
Right.
3 months, and he's been very determined and very forthright in saying, "This is how I feel. This is how I think things should be done." You know,
Right.
and all of a sudden, at the drop of a dime, he says, "You know what? I was fucked up." And I wasn't right, and I was being used. That tells you that as a grown man who has said something for
Right.
3 months, and then he also, and then he at a certain point decides that this isn't the way to go. This isn't anything that I necessarily subscribe to or believe. You have to say he's in a fucked up state. You know,
Yeah.
and as P pointed out, he's extremely impressionable,
Yeah.
and so you have to save himself from himself at this point. Somebody has to.
I
Step
hope he
in.
starts believing in flat Earth. Like, I so hope that's the next step for him. I love hearing his fucking stupid ass rant about things. I've been saying that for years now that this guy's a fucking idiot, and it's like you can't blame that shit on being bipolar and stuff. It's
You can only pull that card.
you
so
can't
many
ride
times,
that
man.
train forever.
Yeah.
It's like you're
Well, you can't blame what, flat Earth theory or just his theories in general.
No, just his narcissism and all that shit. Like, I think that's.
You don't think it's primarily
I
his
think
mental
it's-
health issues? You think it's more? it's
No,
other shit?
I think it's he's like, oh, I'm a kid from Chicago who's now on top of the fucking world, and I can say what I want, and I am what I say I am. I'm Jesus. I'm fucking God. I'm Picasso. He believes that shit.
Yeah, it's
Well, then why retract everything then at this point?
I mean, no, he just retracted that Blexit thing, right? Or what is he retracting?
Well, he's retracting a lot
Everything?
of things that he said. Well, I'm saying everything that he's been associated with on a political level for the last 3 months has been
and
tied into this Blexit thing. And
I mean,
and
that's fine.
And
That's fine.
and not viewing politics as just the choice between apples and oranges, but then you have all of these other,
when you follow like aggrandized ideas like a fucking butterfly at the drop of a fucking hat, then you have no one else but yourself to blame for that. I mean, he himself has bathed in and gloriously so in the fame spotlight, and you can't go back now. It's like I don't know.
There's so many people who have bathed and who have gotten lost in that. I don't know.
If you get
I think,
lost in
I
the
think
mind-
it's very
not everyone's like that.
presumptuous. I think it's very presumptuous to say none of what he's saying at this current point in his life has anything to do with his mental health issues. Because what if they do? And nobody, and because everybody feels like this is just a byproduct of his grandiose, his grandiose energy, or the way that he looks at things, that he doesn't need any help. He totally knows what he's doing.
Every step he's taken has been to further his own ego. Every step in his life, to marry Kim Kardashian, to have kids, and to call them North and all this stupid
Not
shit.
necessarily.
Like that's all.
Jesus Walks didn't have very much to do with him.
That was a long time ago. I'm just like, I think a lot. I think this guy is he's feeling himself, and then all of a sudden he realized that people hate him, and people aren't watching him to value anything he has to say, but now they're watching him as a spectacle and to
Right,
look at the fucking animal in a cage go crazy. Yeah, no one. Then at that point you're like, oh wait, I'm being used. Oh, I have meds to take. Shut up.
This is, I don't know. I just want to give him the benefit of the doubt in saying
right.
that he might need some help.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I fucking. And everybody is just going, he doesn't need any fucking help. He's just an asshole. That's everybody's idea. Of,
He's been an asshole for a long time. It's kind of hard to hard to go back now.
Distinguish between the two.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, look,
he's the boy who cried wolf at this point.
Yeah, you're right. In the end, I don't wish him bad, but you're driving the fucking train, buddy. It's all up to you where it goes.
Shit, somebody might need to fucking put a boot on that train.
And that train is a train to Busan. But hey, it's 10:04. We're gonna get kicked out by that beautiful, beautiful security guard, and he's gonna get mad at us.
Let's keep going until he kicks us out.
All right, we got a lot of stuff to pack up now. Now we have all this official shit.
Okay, well let's shoot through.
What's the last one you want to get through?
We'll fly through 50
Do the
Cent.
50 Cent one.
50
That
Cent
shit
buys
is funny.
50 Cent. So basically what happened is that Ashanti just recently had a gig that got canceled because there was only 24 tickets in total. So it's only 24 tickets.
Oh shit.
But supposedly there was a promoter issue where she came on at the last. She was like a last minute replacement, and rather than that promoter copping to the fact that they didn't properly promote the venue,
right?
Then they basically just blamed it on her and said, "Well, look, we're gonna have to shut down the whole." Festivities because of poor ticket sales.
I heard it was because she couldn't find someone to cover her at Shoe Warehouse.
Okay, that's cool. You want to be on some asshole shit today? But so 50 Cent obviously got wind of this over Twitter, so he gave her shit about it and he laughed about it. So he was like, okay, well since they doing bad over there in terms of former Murder Inc. employees, I'm gonna go in a little deeper, and he bought the first 4 rows of Ja Rule's upcoming concert. It was over 200 seats.
That dick.
And he requested that they stay, like nobody sits in those rows.
But how can they enforce that? If I was y'all, I'd be like, everyone go ahead and just move forward and get the seat you want.
I don't think they can. Because he bought the tickets. They're his seats.
No, I'm saying if I was Ja Rule, I'd be like.
But then you have a whole empty backstage and there's no one back there.
I'm Ja Rule. I got all this. I got all to say.
Hey,
I'm
listen,
Ja Rule.
it happens. It happens. I put up some spectacular
How
work.
petty is that shit? How fucked up is that, dude? How fucked up and how genius is it?
It is fucked up.
It's
and
as genius as
See?
it is. As
Well,
it is fucked up.
let me ask you this.
You like the asshole shit too. I know you like that.
It's an amazing chess move.
Amazing.
Okay,
I
but
don't
does
give a fuck.
50
Fuck
Cent
you.
really need to buy 4 rows to fuck up Ja Rule's
Of course
career?
not. No, we all know
Yes,
he doesn't have to.
to. You guys are such assholes.
You
Fuck
think
you, two.
you think that Ja Rule is just gonna like spark off all of a sudden because he has
No,
this
but
fucking
Ja
concert?
Rule still has a fan base. What are you talking about? I don't know if he's selling out arenas, but such assholes.
Who wants to hear, what would I be without you?
And where was
I don't want to hear that
was
shit
that-
ever
I've
again.
seen Ja Rule in concert. He's not bad.
Was that the Orange County Fair? Is that where it was gonna?
I saw Ja Rule and
I saw Ja Rule making corn
and
dogs
Stevie
at the Orange
Wonder.
County Fair.
Ja Rule and Stevie Wonder.
Oh,
in
Stevie
concert.
Wonder
It was
carried
dope.
him on his back.
I'd rather
That's
see
why,
Stevie
yeah.
Wonder.
And they did
than
Do I
Ja
Do
Rule.
together. It was awesome.
Oh man,
That's an interesting.
Stevie
duet.
Wonder, he couldn't see shit at all.
damn,
Really?
rough times. Rough times.
I can't see the crossover, but hey, if it happened, it happened. Yeah, no, he didn't have to do it, but yeah, you're right. A hilarious chess move, and he definitely.
I think it was a waste of money. I think those 4 rows
it's-
wouldn't have filled up anyways.
Listen, when you're that
Such an
wealthy,
asshole. They would have filled up.
Listen,
Ja Rule, I still care. I don't care.
what's waste to you is subjective. Like that's nothing to him. He's like, yeah, you want to be a dick? Here, see this?
Yeah, that was no money. to
There's
him.
no money.
Wait,
People
Is
try
this
to act
a-
like
is this-
50 Cent is broke.
is this
It's not
everlasting
He's
beef
smart.
that they've had?
Well, not only is it an everlasting beef, but update. Just this morning, I'm on Twitter. Ja Rule dared 50 Cent to come to this said concert.
Okay.
He dared him to come to the concert. He was like, "Go ahead and pull up and see
Damn.
what happens."
He
So,
just wanted anyone he knew just because, like, friends.
Then he could have taken it a step further, showed up, and beat the shit out of Ja Rule.
that would have like really put the nail in the coffin. Like,
Yeah.
I bought your seats and I beat the shit out of you. I'd lay him over the front
Yep.
row.
Yeah, Ja Rule is not going to do shit to 50 Cent physically or financially.
All right, you want? So we push for it.
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay. UFC One Championship trade DJ for Ben Askren. How you
Oh
feel?
yeah.
About it?
It's good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for
Because Demetrius Johnson, if you don't know, is like he could make the argument for best pound for pound fighter.
Yeah.
He's beat everyone in multiple divisions, and the divisions aren't doing well for.
I mean,
for
you
the
can't
UFC.
say that his level of competition isn't comparable to somebody like
He had to
John
keep,
Jones.
He had to
or-
keep fighting. Yeah, well, he had to keep. Well, I guess it's kind of like, well, who knows what's comparable if it's like a. He is the John Jones of that division. Let's put it that
but
way.
I'm saying, if it's best pound for pound, then you have to look at both. I mean, I'm saying, did the level of competition that he beat?
I just said he's in the argument. I'm saying he is.
All right, I'm sorry.
There you go. Anyways, so they basically which is weird. They're like a whole nother organization based out of. Are they based out of China?
China.
Okay, so they're like, yeah, we'll trade. They didn't, and Demetrius Johnson is like, he gets no love and he gets no respect
States,
because he's a
yeah.
flyweight, and they're just like, okay, yeah, trade his ass. But he said he wants to fly around the world collecting belts. Like that's G as fuck.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
and he's gonna get paid off a sponsorship. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
Oh
It's like,
God! Not only is he going to get paid off for sponsorship, but he's a crazy
Gamer.
game head.
Yeah, he does
And
all
that's going to
trash.
be amazing in that Asian market. It's going to be
Dang.
insane.
What is that thing called?
What
Like
is it?
Twitch?
Twitch.
Yeah, he's on
Yeah.
Twitch, and like people pay for that shit to see
Yeah.
him do his thing.
They're going to treat him like a god there. you
Yeah.
know?
It's a good move. It's a
I
good
feel
move,
for him.
man.
He's a dope fighter, dude.
Yeah.
I wouldn't fight him. Let's put it that way.
You know what's interesting though is that who was it? One FC, or I'm sorry, but one championship they did it great, because
Yeah.
they
Great.
actually received DJ. But the weird thing is that they give away. Ben Askren wasn't even fighting for one.
No,
one
he wasn't.
championship. He was retired.
He was under contract,
He was
but
effectively retired.
Yeah, he wasn't even fighting.
So, like,
And
okay.
and I think they said Dana White said famously about Ben Askren's fights. He said he'd rather watch flies
Flies
fucking.
fuck, yeah.
And I'm like,
Damn.
so it's like one championship.
I think we know what's going on here, guys.
They did a bang up
Oh, yeah.
trade. They got
So-
a great amount
right,
because
so-
they didn't give shit away.
No.
He wasn't going to fight for one championship, so they essentially got DJ for nothing.
yeah.
Well, how about this? How about there's some like maybe Dana White owed somebody a little something. He's like, all right, here's what I can do. I'll trade you this guy and we'll make it look legit. Whatever this and
Maybe
that. So-
I'm guessing something
because
like
like
that
that,
probably happened.
logically, it doesn't make any sense. It does,
It's odd.
Yeah.
it's strange. So there might be some backstories that we just don't know about.
I don't want to see Ben Askren fight. That's all.
Dude, you hear Whitey Bulger finally got killed?
Dude got murked the first day.
Murked out.
Right?
Done.
So it's funny because the guy at work was like, hey, did you hear about the white supremacist who got killed in jail? I was like, white supremacist?
Whitey Bulger, that's did Johnny Depp play that
Yeah,
guy?
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Whitey Bulger was a motherfucker.
Yeah, I was-
he was running. He's the reason Dana moved to Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And so the thing is, I was like, white supremacists, like, yeah, they beat him with the locks. I was like, man, are you talking about Whitey Bulger? He's like, yeah, that's the guy.
How old
I was
was
like,
87, 86,
Imagine
something
being
like
more. It won't. Oh, and is that? All right, it's recording now. I think. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Now it is. It stopped like for some reason. It
Okay.
just straight up stopped.
over the top of the whole podcast.
Yeah. Whatever. Let's just record the ending like we
Okay.
normally would. Since it's 10:13 anyway. So.
Okay, so UFC 230 predictions. I have Derek Lewis. I have
Israel Adesanya.
no. I'm gonna go with Brunson.
You know Brunson?
I'm gonna go with Brunson.
Style bender?
you're a dummy.
No.
Stylebender. Yeah. Israel
Yeah.
Adesanya.
I wanted to go with Jacare, but I'm gonna go with Weidman.
Okay.
And I think that's
Yeah, I like Jacare too. I want to see that crocodile dance at the end.
I'm with you, except I think Lewis is going to lose.
okay.
Man, that's sad, dude.
No,
All right.
Lewis.
Anything less? You want to wrap this up before this thing stops again?
What was it, the
Face Digital DJ.
Oh, the thing is that
How you feel about that, Steve?
it's dope, but it takes away from the purity of where everything came from. But
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know.
I don't want
mean,
to
it's
see J Rock
interesting.
fucking spinning his whole body around while he holds a fucking vinyl. That's dumb.
Yeah, but interesting idea. So basically, it's a device that you put on to the center of like what is it?
The needle?
Needle, I guess, of the record player.
Yeah.
And as it spins around,
Well, I don't think it's the needle actually.
it's not the
I don't
needle.
know,
It's
stem or some
the
shit.
stem that holds the record, whatever. As it
Yeah.
spins around, you don't even need the needle on there anymore. You can scratch with that. It just digitally reads the vinyl,
The rotation,
the
it looks
rotation,
like,
yeah. And so you're able to scratch it without any, and you can bump the
turntable.
the turntables,
Yeah.
and there's no skip or anything. Was it Jazzy Jeff? He picked the whole thing up and he spun his body around and was able to scratch with just the rotation of his body, which is silly. Obviously, that's not what it's meant for, but
But it's definitely going to give DJs a lot of freedom.
Oh, yeah, like
to like choreograph, things outside of just spinning, physically spinning.
something will come from it. That's
Yeah.
gonna be really dope. But
EDM DJs are going to go crazy with that shit.
Yeah.
They're going to be in the fucking crowd surfing and shit.
But how much
scratching?
vinyl? How much vinyl is even being used? Most DJs have moved on to CDJs, anyways, right? So like, it's kind of a niche market, right? Wouldn't you say?
It's definitely a niche market. It's
Yeah.
not going to be huge. It's not going to be the next iPhone or anything.
Yeah.
But but it still has its place, and it's cool because the future is making so many things easier. What do you think should be easier in the future? Just give us one thing. You think should be
Urinating.
easier.
I just I got to piss right now. I wish I could just like displace it and it would be gone.
That would be
It's
perfect.
so dope.
You just shit in
I just want
in the
to-
air, and
yeah.
that shit just like.
Yeah, I want this. Yeah,
float off into the toilet.
I don't care where it appears, as long as it's not my body anymore.
fucking
Oh,
Mars landfill
That's fine.
full of human shit.
Full of just my shit. Only my dukes go there.
Only yours.
Are you guys listening to Hardcore History at all?
I haven't listened to it in a while, but it's a fucking fantastic podcast.
I was listening to it today.
That's Dan Carlin's Hardcore History.
So he's talking about, I guess, the history of pain, and then it ultimately is in the history of torture and
Is it still
execution.
recording?
Yeah, it is. I'm just wondering if the space is there. I'm wondering if like the space issue like on here. You know what I mean?
Okay, well then let's hurry up and wrap that shit up.
It's already 10:17, so we should probably wrap up anyways.
Dan Carlin.
Yeah, don't worry about it. My story at all, guys. Let's fuck it, all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Long story short, he just talks about the history of like torture and pain, and then he talks about how like executioners became like a sub like culture because they were considered untouchable. Like if they touched you, you touched them. Like it was bad luck, bad omen. So they could only start marrying within their own other executioner
Bunch of
families.
dudes.
And so like, there was a lot of like, there was like, incest, also like, within their own, they had like levels of like wealth, and who was like the top, whatever. I just thought that was really interesting. So if you guys haven't listened to that one yet, you should check it out.
That's
It's
a good
pretty dope.
suggestion. If you're a
Hardcore
history buff at
history.
all, you should definitely go check that shit out.
Hardcore history.
Yeah.
Oh, we leaving.
All right, that's us. All right.
Okay, wait, hold on. So, once again, follow us on SoundCloud, The Mystery Children Podcast, Stitcher, Overcast, Podbean at themysterychildren.podbean.com, Twitter at Mystery Children, and YouTube, The Mystery Children Podcast. All right, y'all. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
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 Peace out.
Peace.